I'm so ready to pod. I'm so ready to pod. Big Cat, are you ready to pod? Big Cat, are you ready to pod?
I love to pod. I love to pod. Jake, are you ready to pod? Jake, are you ready to pod?
I am ready to pod. I am ready to pod. PFT, are you ready to pod? Are you ready to pod?
I'm so ready to pod. I'm so ready to pod.
ASMR.
Yeah, that was
Maxie, are you ready to pod? Maxie, are you ready to pod?
I am ready to pod. I am ready to pod. Memes, are you ready to pod? Memes, are you ready to pod? I am ready to pod. I am ready to pod.
We are ready to pod.
We are ready to pod.
One time. We are ready to pod. We are ready to pod.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have our good friend Booger McFarland on the show talking football, talking NFL, college football, quarterbacking, defense, everything. Always great to catch up with him. We are going to do a weekend preview of all of our picks in games and fantasy Fuccbois. There's a great slate on Sunday. We have Fyre Fest of the week, and we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions. We have to talk about the Detroit Lions. And before we do all of that, do you love sports? Well, you're listening to this podcast, so I hope you do. Do you want to stream the biggest games, the best matchups, and the most edge-of-your-seat, jaw-dropping, heart-pounding moments all live? Well, you got to get Peacock. Peacock has the most live sports of any streaming service. Keep up with your favorite Premier League clubs with live matches, replays, and more all season long. Stream every game of Sunday Night Football, including 2 exclusive NFL matchups you can only get on Peacock. If you're a college fan, you don't want to miss Big Ten Saturday, featuring some of the best schools, the loudest fans, the most action-packed showdowns week after week. You also get every Fighting Irish home game live from Notre Dame, and that's just a sample of all the live sports you get from Peacock. Stream live races from IndyCar, NASCAR, Super Motocross, IMSA, and Nitro Rallycross, plus golf, every premium live event from WWE, the Paris 2024 Olympics, and so much more. It's all there for $5.99 a month. That's an incredible deal. You don't want to miss out on all these sports. You love sports. I love sports. We love sports, and we love Peacock. So go to peacocktv.com to learn more and join today. peacocktv.com to learn more and join today. I have Peacock. I watch it all the time. It's a must-have for everyone who's streaming out there. So go to peacocktv.com to learn more and join today. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, September 29th, and the Detroit Lions are for real.
For real. They're awesome. This is a good game all around for the Lions. They played ironically, the only weak spot that I thought that the Lions had tonight was their punting game. Jack Fox had a down night. Didn't matter.
And the Lions went into Lambeau. This is 2 straight winning in Lambeau. They obviously won Week 18 last year. They go in there. They punch the Packers in the mouth. David Montgomery, Bear for life, was absolutely unstoppable. And yeah, the Lions are for real. Like, that was a real. They've proven it. In I think Al Michaels was saying it. They've gone to Arrowhead. They've gone to Lambeau. They won both games as road teams, and they are like looking great. They even had that moment in the second half where the game was maybe slipping away from them a little bit, and Ben Johnson was like, no, let's go back to what we were doing. Let's be aggressive again, and they march right down the field. And yeah, I mean, Jared looks awesome. Amon-Ra, every time he catches the ball, he runs so angry. Their defense was firing. The Lions are for real, and I enjoyed the hell out of this game. People will say I'm petty. People will say I'm being a bitch. I don't care. This is going to be in the runnings for best Bears games of the year. This one tonight.
The Lions were just really good in every facet of the game. I don't think you don't have to be a Bears fan or a Lions fan to know that. Like, watching it, the Lions look like a legitimately good team. Like, they should be contending. The expectation has been raised for the Lions. I feel like at some point we're going to run into the place where the Lions are no longer the feel-good, plucky underdogs. They're gonna have a target on their back now as a legit good team in the NFL. I think they're up to it too. That defense is awesome, or at least tonight it was good. They've had a couple hiccups here and there, like that Seahawks game sucked, but they dodged a bullet with Brian Branch. That looked bad. when
and then he
went
got
down
hurt
for a
again. He got
second.
re-injured.
Well, yeah, because he shouldn't have gone back in the game.
Right.
He's a dog.
I know he's a dog. He's a dog.
He's
Yeah.
dog's dog. And so, yeah, when he hurt his leg, I think everybody was like, oh, shit, I hope that's not an Achilles, because he got carted off. He looked immobile. And then they just taped him up, and he's like, I'll go back in there. Very clearly not ready to play yet, but at least he's not done for the season, because I think a lot of people thought, worst case scenario when they see that. But, yeah, the defense looked surprisingly good from the Lions. Jared was throwing blocks out there in the first half, laying people out, doing his best impression of George Pickens on a crackback. It was pretty cool to see. And, yeah, Amon-Ra looked good. Everybody looked good on the Lions tonight.
Sam Laporta's awesome. Yeah. Sam Laporta looked awesome. Like he just gets targets all day. The Lions they went into Lambeau and they were favorites, which is very rare. I think it was the first time in like 30 years or something. The Lions feel good. There's nothing better than winning a Thursday night game and being like, free football on Sunday. My team already won. That is the best feeling. We talk about it with March Madness when you win that early Thursday game and you're like, I can just watch basketball for the next day and a half and not have to worry about it. You get that, Lions fans. You get that all weekend long. Just soak it in, being like, yeah, we're 3-1. And I'm looking at their schedule right now. I think they're a 7-3, 8-2 team going into the final stretch. Like they have a couple tough games, but they also have some games that they should be pretty big favorites. So yeah, you're right, PFT. We might be talking in December and people like, the Lions are just really good, and they're not the plucky underdog anymore.
Yeah. Do you think people will start to not like the Lions as much because they were very easy to root for with Hard Knocks, and they had, the history of losing recently? It's been forever since they had a good team, and now they do have the expectations, and people will find a way to turn on them. I'm sure about that. If I know anything about sports, anything that's been built up that people like, they'll start to hate eventually. It sucks, but it's going to happen. I don't think I'm going to get there this year. Like, the only way I can see myself rooting against the Lions is if they're playing the Commanders, but that's obviously like for a personal reason. But besides that, I hope that people don't turn their back on them. But we are going to get a full Friday. If you're a Lions fan, you get a full Friday of sports takes entirely about your Detroit Lions and how good they are. So bathe in that, wallow in it. Who knows when it's going to happen again? But you've had the game or the day after the Chiefs game, and now you have this. It's a good time to be a Lions fan.
To answer your question, I don't think people will hate Lions fans unless they win a Super Bowl, and then they would start to hate them. But I think it would take a Super Bowl. It's kind of like some franchises. I mean, the Cubs were one of them, where it's like after that, the Red Sox, when they won theirs, like after that, people start to hate it. But like the first one, I think people would all be about, because it is a tortured fan base. So yeah, I think it would take a Super Bowl win for people to start turning on Lions fans.
Yeah. So we spent this week talking about the Tush Push and a rule that barely anybody wants to see changed, but some voices want to see it changed. But there's a bigger rule that needs to be changed in the NFL that got brought to light tonight. The fact that a clock at 0 is not reviewable in professional football is absolutely ridiculous. It's the one thing that you for certain can get right on a replay. There's no subjectivity to it, whatever. It's just straight up, is the clock at 0? And somebody explained it to me. They said under current NFL rules, the penalty is not triggered when the clock hits 0. The trigger is the referee's judgment after that. So it's a judgment call technically, because the clock doesn't technically hit 0 until the ref realizes that it hit 0. It's like a tree falling in the forest question. And the NFL is a king. They're the king of making simple things and taking them and making them so complicated that you have to have a philosophy degree to understand if there's no time left. And it's very easy to do. Review it.
And listen, when you play at Lambeau, you got to play against the refs. So we saw this. Remember that picture of the ref Lambeau leaping? That was a real picture. That actually happened.
I saw one tonight. Of the Packers doing an end zone celebration with all the referees that were dancing with them.
Yeah,
I can't. How do they keep getting away with this?
I saw they did a jersey swap too after the game.
It's
Even
unreal.
though they lost, they're like, "Good job, guys. We'll get you next time." Yeah, there was also a fan who poured a beer on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I obviously had to fake that I was upset, but I actually am not upset, because I actually think that's fair game. If you come into a fan's territory, you can get beer poured on you. Like, once you cross the threshold, that's our home.
That's the guy that came to play tonight in Green Bay. He's the only one.
You can't. It's like getting upset. Like if you go into the forest and a bear attacks you, like you're in the fans' habitat now. I actually think that if a player goes into the stands, like they could also get they could get punched. Like that's our rule. We can't go on the field. You can't come in the stands.
Yeah,
the rules are there for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Max, I want to know, as a Philly fan, Green Bay, good sports town, bad sports town. They booed the Packers at halftime.
That's just keeping your boys accountable. That's fine.
Okay. I have a question. I think Jordan Love sucks, and I actually hate him now. It took me 3 weeks, but I fully hate him because every time I think he sucks, he then makes a good play, which is like, wait, maybe he doesn't suck, and it feels like it's almost instantly I don't even have to say it out loud. The thought comes into my head. I'm like, he sucks, and then he'll do something awesome. I'm like, fuck, maybe he doesn't, but I still think he sucks.
I think he's an average quarterback. I don't think he sucks. I think he's average, and he's in an impossible situation to succeed in, because unless he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game of football, people are going to be like, man, the Packers fell off.
Yeah. I should be rooting for that. I should be rooting for him to be just below average. So it's a hard question of like, what do we do with him? That's what we need. Can't have it be like definite one way or the other. Just have them be in limbo of like, he does suck, but he doesn't suck. He kind of sucks. I want that forever.
It's actually true that the worst quarterback that you can have isn't a shitty quarterback.
No.
That's actually it's not that bad to have a terribly shitty quarterback. The worst one to have is one that shows like flashes of brilliance but then sucks for the rest of the time. So you think like, well, let's give him another year. Give him another year. And then you just drag yourself on.
Memes, you're looking at PFT like he's crazy right now. You and I, like Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, it's good what's happening because we have an answer. The answer is important. It's not having an answer that's way scarier.
Yeah.
We have an answer. Our quarterbacks suck.
Right now, the Jets are acting like they don't have an answer. And maybe we spoke a little bit too soon about Zach Wilson, because you'll hear it in the rest of the show. We talk about the Chiefs-Jets game and how don't overthink it. The Chiefs are going to whomp them. Some more details, some more revelations have come to light since then that I think we should address. Zach Wilson today, he was determined to win over the respect of his teammates, and today he brought ice cream for every single player and coach in the building. So I feel like maybe Zach Wilson might be the guy.
That was a fake report.
That was fake.
Oh, no. Was it?
Yeah.
I saw a Jets player tweet, I didn't get any ice cream.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Yeah, it was fake.
I believe it,
because I quote tweeted and said it would win me over because I
the same thing.
I looked at it and I saw that it was fake, but I was like, but wait, I would, if he did this, I would be a fan of it. So I was like, it would win me over. Like this
so
would
you
win me
spread
over.
misinformation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I saw the guy had like 9,000 followers and he looked so fake when you look at his, and also I think one of his other tweets was like,
his most recent tweet was about
the Jets players kneeled in practice today in protest of not signing Colin Kaepernick.
It looks like a legit source though at first.
Well, yeah, because one of the players tweeted about it, and Big Cat's tweeting about it.
PFT, listen, I've said this a million times. If you don't get got, that means you're not on the internet enough. That means you're not doing your job. Part of our job is to be on the internet and to go hard in the paint. Sometimes you get got. That's the whole point of being on the internet. So when people are like, oh, you got got? Yeah, no shit, dude. I'm fucking going hard 365, 24/7. That's what I do. Okay? I tweet. I'm on the internet. That's what we do.
Log off?
I'll never log off. I'll never. You can't
sucks.
be ashamed. No.
I'm not ashamed. I'm upset that it's not a real story.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. It would have ruled.
It would have ruled. Well, Zach should bring ice cream to the team tomorrow. That's what he should do. If he's any kind of a leader, he will.
There's one other thing I want to talk about. Before I do that, please, everyone, today's National Coffee Day. So 15% off in the Stella Blue Coffee store. Go to stellabluecoffee.com right now. 15% off, and you can be eligible for the golden mug. We're giving away $500 gift cards to Game Time. 9 people are winning it. So go today, National Coffee Day, stellabluecoffee.com. I'm basically Zach Wilson. I'm buying you all coffee, 15% off. Should we talk about the Dame trade real quick?
Yeah. Fleeced.
Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck. Kind of crazy how it all went down. I read the whole report today that he essentially was like, when he said he wanted to go to the Heat, the Blazers front office was like, fuck this. We're not trading you to the Heat. Kind of a spite deal where they're like, we're not doing that. And then when it got to late summer, early fall, he was like, okay, that's cool. I'll just come back. And he was showing up to Blazers facility for the last 2 weeks. And the GM was just not talking to him. And then they're like, fuck this, we're just going to trade him. And now the Bucks have Damian Lillard. And Hank, you have to be a little nervous about this.
A little nervous. I think Damian Lillard's, a little old, a little past his prime. But it's, not something you love to see. Yeah, it's not something you love to see.
Like their defense, obviously. Very good. Yeah, their defense takes a step back because Drew Holiday is elite defensively. But I don't know how the Bucks now have a perfect three that attack you from all different spots. Like Chris Middleton, mid-range, Damian Lillard from three, and then Giannis at the rim. The spacing is going to be awesome. Let's talk about spacing. Spacing is going to be sick.
Talk about spacing. We're not talking about the Celtics picking up Porzingis. We're going to be spaced all over the place.
Did he break his leg already?
No.
I don't think he broke his leg. I didn't read anything about that.
I think you're confusing now with today's interview talking about Porzingis' injury.
Oh, speaks on recovery from foot injury?
Yeah, as far as I know, Porzingis is still very healthy.
Okay.
Well, as healthy.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't played that much. But
he's good to go for training camp. All right. That was, he did a whole interview about how he was always injured. That can get confusing. He did an entire interview talking about his rehabilitation.
So I don't know how much of the Blazers' refusal to trade him to the Knicks was out of spite because that's where he wanted to go, and how much was the fact that the Heat was out of spite, and how much was the fact that they weren't able to offer what they needed in return for him because they asked for either Bam or Jimmy Butler, and the Heat was like, no, we're not going to do either one of those things. And so then the Blazers are like, well, okay, we're going to then go out and try to find the best deal that we can get from any team that's not the Heat. So they did engage the Heat, but the only the best package that they got, I actually don't think they got a bad package in return for it.
Yeah,
the Blazers did okay because they got 8-2.
Yeah, no, the Heat are claiming that basically they stopped negotiations and the Heat never had a fair chance to bring in a third team to get more picks. I like it for the NBA because I think that the idea that every player is just going to go to the Heat or the Lakers sucks for the NBA. So this is kind of nice. I know that the Bucks are already a title contender, and it's not like he went to nowhere. Like Giannis is Giannis, but it is kind of nice to be like, oh yeah, the guy that wanted to go here and demanded to go here didn't get to go here. It's a little bit of a pushback on players just deciding wherever they want to go whenever they want to do it.
Yeah, because the GMs, they have a job that they have to do. Yeah. And their job is to maximize value for their players if they're trading them somewhere. No matter, they're not there to make sure that their players go to a comfortable home. Their job is to try to make their team set up for success in the future. So, of course, it was always kind of a pipe dream for players to be like, I want to be traded, and here's where I want to be traded to. And the only leverage that he had was saying that he's not going to play if he gets traded to a different team. Something tells me he's going to play on the Bucks.
Yeah, I think he's going to play on the Bucks. So wait, Hank, you kind of deflected there. Nervous?
No,
not at all.
Yeah, I mean you gotta beat good teams to make it to the finals. This is no different.
Okay.
I mean,
I think the Bucks got better.
I think Drew was really good. I thought they were really good with Drew. Obviously, the year they beat him in 7, Middleton was hurt. But yeah, they're always going to be a threat. But the Celtics, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are in their prime. Damon's, washed up.
Okay, and Porzingis is
washed up
too.
Dame Lillard washed up.
If Porzingis stays healthy, you talk about spacing, the Celtics are going to be unstoppable.
Max,
if he's healthy.
Sixers.
I don't know. Get James Harden out, bring in Drew Holiday, I guess, and then it'll be just the same thing over and over again to lose in the second round to be like, oh yeah, it was only year 1 of Drew Holiday.
I also heard. I heard that the Warriors were going to make a play for Drew Holiday too.
There's every team in the
Chris
NBA
Paul could end up as a
Drew
Blazer.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Jake, from your perspective, Miami Heat, Pat Riley, is he done?
Yeah.
No, I don't
also
think he's
washed.
done.
I think Pat Riley might be washed.
Yeah. Also, are you going to throw out your Damian Lillard Heat jersey that you bought?
I didn't think you'd tell people about that, but
Yeah. Look at Jake.
I think people were overreacting before all the facts came out, and then when it came out that they wanted Jimmy or Bam, it's a little much.
Old Pat Riley would have found a way to get it done.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Also, PFT, or I'll say it after we're done with the Dame talk.
What? No, go ahead. We're done with Dame
Yeah.
talk.
Your dog is the worst gambler of all time.
I know he sucks, but I've been saying that he sucks even from day one.
fade
His
him.
very first. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
I've been fading him every week, and I'm making good money. He's 0 for 4 on Thursday Night Football, taking a shit on teams.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's shitting on the teams that he doesn't like.
Listen, it's kind of like the quarterback thing. You'd rather have a dog be 0 for 4 or 4-0 than 2-2. Now you know what to do.
Listen, the first time I recorded him, I told everybody, I was like, he's never seen a game of football in his life. He's never watched the NFL. Don't trust this dog. And sure enough, he stinks at gambling, and I'm making a lot of money fading him.
Yeah. Fade Blake. Okay. Anything else?
I love him, but he sucks at gambling.
Yeah. All right. Let's kick it to ourselves. We got a great rest of the show. Picks and preview. Booger McFarland, Firefest. And let's kick it to ourselves. All right. It's time for our NFL weekend picks and preview segment brought to you by Uber Eats. We love Uber Eats, a part of my take. And when you're preparing for NFL Sunday, knowing you'll be watching all the action for 8 straight hours, not leaving your couch, you want to get delivered on Uber Eats, the place to get almost anything. Get groceries, alcohol, everyday essentials, in addition to the best local restaurants you love. You won't be able to get winning picks delivered from this show or Uber Eats. So, in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. Uber Eats, delivered with Uber Eats. You can get nachos. You can get pizza. You can get deodorant. You can get everything. You can't get a lighthouse. You can't get a stadium-sized scoreboard, but you get almost anything with Uber Eats. So get grocery, alcohol, everyday essentials in addition to the restaurant food you love. In other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets and 21 plus to order. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Uber Eats. Get almost anything. Order now at Uber Eats. Okay, boys. It's time. Week 4. I was thinking about this. I know that we love the fact that there's 17 games in an NFL season now. More football, more better. But I do kind of miss the fact that when you get to week 4, you're like, first quarter done.
Yeah.
In your head, you're like,
slices
here's
it
where we
up.
are. Yeah.
Because every coach will be like, well, really, the football season is a game of 4 quarters, week 1 through 4, 5 through 8, et cetera, et cetera. So then you can just say, okay, we're going to wipe the slate clean if you go 0-4
Right.
in the first 4. Now it screws up the math a little bit, but that just means more time. If you're a bad team, I don't know if anybody in this room roots for any bad teams right now, but if you happen to stink, then you can just be like, all right, we're 25% done. We have 75% of the season left ahead of us. Now you have more time to make up that ground, though.
You are really the swing vote in this room right now.
Yeah, I am.
Half this room is bad teams, half this room is good teams. You are the swing vote.
Things could go very, very poorly for me. My eyes are fully aware, fully open on that front.
Join us. Join us. It's fun over here.
We might just be the best bad team.
No expectations.
I think we might be the best bad team.
Yeah, you guys are a very good bad team.
Really good bad. Like if there was a Super Bowl of bad teams, the losers, the NIT. If the NFL had an NIT, I put the commies as a 1 seed.
Yeah. So week 4, we got some great games. I'm excited about this slate. I'm more optimistic than I was about week 3, and we get to start a London game. So the Jaguars are going back-to-back London weeks. I actually, if you're a Jaguars fan, is there a small part of you that you obviously want to win? This is a season you're playing in. But if you go 2-0, everyone's going to be like, hey, the real home.
There's going to be a lot of talk about London. We talked about it last week a little bit of how those rumors, those rumblings are kind of intensifying.
Yes.
With them asking for more money for the stadium. You might not want to see London do too good with the Jaguars.
2-0,
I think that's kind of a valid point. Because in the back of your mind, it's like, what if dad just goes out to the store for cigarettes and never comes back? Like, what if the Jaguars never come back?
What if they just keep winning in London? Yeah.
If they keep winning over there, it's going to be tough. But I think I like the Jaguars, first of all. I like them a lot in this game.
I do too.
The Toy Story game. I think Ritter, some people are starting to ask about Heineke. The word Heineke is bubbling up a little bit in Atlanta. I'm asking about Heineke.
I am as well.
If you look at what Ritter's good at, He doesn't turn the ball over. He throws hardly any interception. I think he had his first interception last week.
Yeah.
So he's a safe quarterback, but you've got weapons that you would like to take some chances with. He kind of stinks at play action. Heineke is awesome at play action. He does take chances. So
Kyle Pitts gets open all the time, never gets the ball.
yeah, it's a matter of do you want to keep being kind of like average and being safe, or do you want to take a chance thinking playoffs? I think Heineke is the guy that would get you to the offs.
The Jaguars are interesting, though, because there was a lot of expectations. Some people in the media were saying Super Bowl Jaguars, Pete Prisco. Schedule, look at the schedule. The Jaguars, I do think that this is going to be their best performance. They have the most drops in the NFL right now, so it's not all Trevor Lawrence. 9 drops. Calvin Ridley has been coached up to the point where they're getting back to saying, like, just be yourself, man. Just be like, just remember who you are, which is never good.
Mr. Parlay.
Yeah, there's also
Revenge game too.
revenge game for
Ridley.
Calvin Ridley. Yes. There is also, for the Jaguars, never a good sign in week 4 for a team that's supposed to go to the playoffs to have rumors about who's calling the plays. So there was a rumor that Doug Peterson took over the play calling from Press Taylor. Then Doug Peterson came out in the press conference on Monday and said, no, that is fiction. That is not true. The fact that we're having that discussion is not good.
It's not good, but it's just one loss. It was a bad loss to a division opponent at home. It was a tough thing to lose to the Texans and really get your ass kicked, but kind of by the Texans and their shitty offensive line. That was embarrassing.
Yes,
to the Jaguars. I think Peterson's too good of a coach to not bounce back from that game. You're supposed to be the Jaguars, and in this case, it's actually a good thing that you're supposed to be
in London. Yeah,
yeah. Jaguars
they dominate
in London.
London.
You got to go and play in front of your home crowd over there. The Toy Story game. I'm excited to watch the Toy Stories.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what they do with the animation because the NHL game was awesome.
Yep.
When they had the cartoons running around out there.
I'm giving my kids over under 15 minutes is what I'm expecting out of them.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm praying for a fight. I would love to see the Toy Story characters fight each other on the field.
Yes.
Or I'm not rooting for an injury unlike Stephen Che, but if there was an injury, I'm curious to see, like, will Slinky the dog's back be broken and just like laying on the field? How good are the instant motion cameras that they're using? Are they going to be able to cut away during a crazy turn of events in the game?
Do we get a streaker?
If we get a streaker, what are
What
they going to do
happens
with
there?
that? I'm looking forward to seeing Booger dressed up in his whatever cartoon they're going to make Booger.
Yeah, so we're going to have Booger on later, and he is part of this broadcast. Last thing about this game. I know that Jake's going to want to be like Lunder. In Tottenham Stadium, it's 5-0, 5-1 to the over. That's where they're playing. So don't even try it, Jake. Don't even try it. You're going to do it still?
If it gets to me.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your nerd nugget for this game?
My nerd nugget is that Jaguars running back Travis Etienne is coming off his 9th time out of 20 games with 100 scrimmage yards. Last season at Wembley, he ran for 156 yards.
Oh, fast grass, but this is Wembley.
That was Wembley.
Different stadium.
Also, this is a football
Wait,
podcast.
this
but
game's at Wembley.
Oh, it is? I thought it was-
No, this game's in Tottenham, I thought.
No, this game's at Wembley.
Oh, it is?
that changes everything.
That does change everything.
Okay, so the Lunder's back
The
on.
Lunder is back on.
All right.
Maybe next week.
When's the game in Tottenham? Is it next week? Is Tottenham next week? They're going to be doing both. What were you going to say, Hank?
Elite dual screen.
Tottenham's
Sunday,
next week? Okay, so put a reminder for the over next week.
Elite 2-screen Sunday morning with the Ryder Cup in
Yes.
football.
Yeah.
First
What are
thing
the
in morning.
times of the Ryder
It's
Cup?
like 3 a.m.
It's
to
too
noon,
early.
so like we missed the beginning.
I'm not
but it's
gonna be
perfect.
watching that.
But it's
But
perfect.
you will Sunday morning.
Yeah.
You have multiple TVs.
I do have a lot of TVs.
So that's what
Thank
I'm saying.
you, Hank. That was a
It's-
nice. I actually paid Hank before this to be like, make sure you bring up that I have a lot of TVs.
No, but it's like, usually you wake up because you wake up early, you watch the football game. It's like, usually the game's not exciting. You kind of regret waking up that early. This is like you got all the action going on first thing in the morning.
I'm excited for the Ryder Cup. Did you guys see Brooks's wife, Jenna, who's a fan of the show?
She's lovely.
She was getting ready for a day with the girls.
Yeah. And she looked like she was really ready for that day.
Mm-hmm.
And also she was going to hang out with her friends, and she brought the girls with her.
Mm-hmm. And the girls looked like fun.
The girls look like they're...
But Brooks is a friend, so we're not even going to... I was thinking about it, like, can I say this? And I was like, wait, Jerry asked Brooks what his wife's feet size was on the show.
The girls are looking really perky. There must be some good coffee over
This is
there.
all due respect.
Yeah.
All due respect, Brooks. Your wife's fucking hot.
Yeah, Brooks is listening to this. The thing is, like, he would listen and be like, yeah, she is.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Listen, Jenna knows she's hot.
Yeah, she's a good-looking lady.
She's a good-looking lady.
Hi, Jenna.
Yeah. What's up, Jenna?
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Yeah, very respectfully.
Respectfully.
Did you see Victor Hovland's hole in 2?
No.
Maybe a real dimplehead could explain this to me. So he hit a ball out of bounds and then hit a provisional.
I don't know if it was out of bounds or if they were just screwing around because it was practicing.
I think they're just hitting balls.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he hit a hole in 2.
He hit a hole. He hit from the tee in the hole on a par 4.
That's not a...
It sounds like you're making a lot of excuses for a not
that's
real
not a
hole in one, Jake. Now everyone's going to ask questions about. People are going to ask questions about your hole in one, knowing how fast and loose you play with the rules.
I don't know the full context, but apparently it wasn't his first shot off the tee.
I would be pissed off if I hit a hole in one in a practice round. You got to save those good shots.
And your hole in one was the first shot off the tee?
Yes, it was.
Huh. Interesting.
Everything on it.
What?
Betting everything on it.
Betting everything on it?
Yeah.
All the popcorn.
What do you mean?
Literally my whole life.
If he
Your
lies,
whole
kill
life.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Dead. Dolphins at Bills.
Wait, I'm a little bit concerned about the loser behavior from the Jaguars Reddit though. That still concerns me that somebody from their fan base logged on to the Titans Reddit and asked them to say something.
The Texans,
nice.
yeah.
No.
The Titans, that's right.
The Jaguars, Jaguars fan logged on to the Tennessee Titans Reddit and said, "Hey, we're supposed to be the best teams in this division. Can somebody please make a similar post on our Reddit forum, just to gas us up a little bit?" That's loser talk, and that concerns me a little bit. And also the fact that I just feel bad for Jackson. I don't like even entertaining the fact that Jacksonville would lose their team, because what would they do with that entire downtown area and the stadium? It would just turn into an open air meth lab.
It would just be Florida, Georgia every year.
Yeah, Florida, Georgia.
That's the one game. What are they doing? Are they playing soccer out there?
Wait, this is Florida, Georgia.
This is Florida, Georgia.
Yeah, Jaguars, Falcons.
Are they playing soccer? They're playing soccer. Oh, the bouncing. It's all right. It's not like the new office has a basketball court. Okay. Dolphins and Bills. Definitely something that has crossed my mind a couple times, being like, no, Hank, you're gonna swallow the key.
No, I have reports that say you can't hear it.
Oh,
from inside the studio.
You do. Okay,
Sources.
good reports. All right, Dolphins at Bills. This game will be center sound. We all agree.
Yep.
So excited for this game. Just a quick stat for you. This is the 12th team in the last 20 years to be 3-0 straight up and against the spread and be an underdog in a game. Interesting. The last time, the records for those teams, 2-9 straight up, 3-8 against the spread. I know that, if and nuts were candy and butts every day would be Christmas. If and butts were candy and nuts every day would be Christmas. If the Bills had beaten the Jets week 1, I think this line would be like 5-6.
Yeah, I mean, it's even a little bit weird to me that it's only 3.
Yeah.
Because it's the Bills at home. They definitely don't look like the same team that they were in week 1. Their rush defense is really good.
Yeah.
And their defensive line is awesome.
I also just think that I might just put this in my gambling portfolio. Jake, remind me this. Any team that scores 70, fade them the next week.
Yeah, you think there's an element of getting so many yards on offense that you're still tired from doing all that running?
Well, not only tired, but like if you score 70 points in a game on 71 plays, you can't tell me that you don't go into the facility the next day and be like, what bad tape?
Yeah.
We're the best.
Yeah.
We'll just run the same plays.
For sure. And if you get stopped on a couple plays in a row, you're like, what's wrong with us?
Yeah.
Against the Bills.
I like the Bills in this game.
I do too.
And I love the over.
And
you have to bet it.
I also feel bad for people in Wisconsin and Michigan who have to watch the Broncos Bears instead of watching this game. It's like Wisconsin and Michigan.
Well, YouTube TV.
Yeah, you could do YouTube TV. And Minnesota has to watch Vegas at Los Angeles for some reason that I don't really understand. Everybody should be able to watch this game. Everyone wants to watch this game this weekend.
This game should have been flexed to Sunday night. I know they can't, but they should have. They should have done a couple flexes. They should have flexed the Broncos and the Bears to like 6 a.m. And then they should have 6 a.m. like they actually kicked the ball off at 6 a.m. in Chicago.
Yeah.
And maybe the Jets Chiefs to 3 a.m. and like done a midnight madness of football.
It would be great.
Because
like back to back to back to back.
Right, because no football is truly bad football at 6 a.m. because it's totally bonus football.
And also any game that's a standalone game, people are going to watch.
Yeah.
It's like if it's the middle of NFL Sunday and half the games are dog shit, then you just ignore them and you forget about them. But if it's like the Bengals Rams game on Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we'll watch it. We'll keep watching, even though it's bad."
I am nervous about the come down of two Monday Night Football games, 2 weeks in a row. I think this Monday night's going to be tough for us.
It'll be tough, but also it's not like it was a true doubleheader.
True,
because there was so much overlap.
True.
It was like we were getting 1.5 football games.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so Dolphins at Bills. Yeah, I like the Bills in this game. I this might be dumb. Maybe the Dolphins are unstoppable, but I just think that the Bills. I really think that this is a perception thing from week 1 because they did look so bad and Josh did look so bad, but the last 2 weeks they've just completely demolished teams. And I know the Commanders yet to be determined. The Raiders not good. But still, in the NFL, when you demolish teams, that's different than like demolishing teams in college football.
Yeah, and you can look at the rushing defense that they had. Like against the Raiders, I think Josh Jacobs had 1 yard.
Yeah.
I think he had a yard carrying the football. And then last week against the Commanders, they didn't even make an attempt.
Their linebackers were great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that the Bills' defense is good. I think they match up well against what the Dolphins want to do in offense. We'll see if the Dolphins' passing offense can succeed. Probably not to the point that it was last week because, Jesus, 70 points is not going to happen again.
What if they just did that?
I mean, it'd be sick
every week.
But again, I feel like points are a finite resource. Like how Trump thinks that the human body only has a set amount of energy. So if you exercise, that's less energy that your body will have when you're 60, 70, 80 years old.
Yep.
I feel like that's the same thing with points.
Without a doubt.
They might have scored too many points last week.
Too many points. Jake.
Dolphins have scored 130 points so far this season. 4 other teams since 1970 have scored at least 120 in the first 3 weeks. All of them have reached at least the conference championship game.
Ooh.
Okay.
2013 Broncos, 2015 Cardinals, 2020 Packers, 2009 Saints. The only one of those to win it all.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Next up on the TVs, we're gonna have a TV crunch this week. I will say right now, the multi-view, I know we don't get to decide what's on it. I'm hoping the Bears are on the multi-view. I have no problem putting the Bears in a small corner of a TV. I think that's fair. We're going to get every game on. That's my point, is we're going to figure out a way to get every single game on TV. Ravens at Browns. Ravens underdogs. We've talked about it. John Harbaugh, underdogs. He's been incredible. 19-4 in the last 23 games against the spread as an underdog. But this Browns defense is so fucking good and probably the most underrated story of the first 3 games, I would say, is the Browns defense being as good as it is. We talked about the yardage. That the last time it's been done was the $99. Do you know that the Cleveland Browns, through 3 games, have only allowed their opponent to be in the red zone 2 times?
Yeah, because the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't think the Steelers got in the red zone against them.
Yeah, 1 field goal, 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, pretty
It's
impressive.
insane.
And Myles Garrett, I think if we're doing like a American Gladiators, you pick one guy in the NFL. I think Myles Garrett could beat anybody's ass.
Yeah.
In the league, like physically, and he's terrifying. You saw what he did to the Titans last week, where he was just toying with them, just dancing around the line of scrimmage. He's a beast, and as good as Harbaugh is as an underdog, that's exactly how bad Stefanski is as a favorite. He is, what's the stat here that I saw? He's 10-19 against the spread as a favorite.
Ooh. And the Ravens are banged up. This is one of those games that it feels like the Browns stealing money. And if you're Stefanski, you got to just sit down to Deshaun Watson and be like, hey, look, our defense is elite. Just be smart.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good last week, so maybe he's turned the corner. Just be smart. Let our defense win these games.
Do you think anybody in Cleveland still cares about, like, is there actually a revenge factor here with Baltimore stealing their franchise? They love to talk about that in all the pregame shows. It's like a little bit of revenge for when the Browns packed up and left town.
It is crazy the Browns just didn't exist for a while.
Well, they did exist.
Well, yeah, with the Ravens.
Yeah, but no, the franchise of the Browns still belongs to the Ravens, or excuse me, it still belongs to the city of Cleveland.
Right.
They have all the history.
Right.
But for a while, they
just didn't have the Browns.
They packed up.
Insane.
And then Baltimore is like, we didn't do anything wrong, when in fact Baltimore lost their own team in the middle of the night to Indianapolis. And then they're like, well, they did it to us. Life isn't fair.
Yeah, they started it.
Yeah.
The Colts started it.
Yep.
It's not our fault. Here's a little hypothetical for you guys. Want your thoughts? Would you rather have an elite defense or elite offense?
Elite offense.
Elite offense.
See, maybe this is just my twisted brain because all I root for is bad offenses, but there's something awesome about going in with, if this Browns defense continues on this path, something about having a defense that is completely suffocating, it just feels more manly when you go into a game because you're like, they're not going to do shit. We're going to fuck them up.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Like you
that
can't
is-
fuck someone up with offense.
That is absolutely the point of view that you would take if you haven't had a good offense for a while.
Correct.
It's like you learn to get excited when your team is on defense.
But there
It's
is
like,
something about
you might
it.
score.
There's something about being like
might
they
knock the
can't
shit
do
out of them.
shit. There's nothing like when your defense is truly elite and the line of scrimmage, like everyone's close to the line of scrimmage, and like they can't do shit. They're not gonna be able to have any time. Every pass that's thrown could be an interception. I don't know. That gets me all tingly. Again, this is because I've never really watched an elite offense, but still, it gets me tingly.
At the end of the day, you would want an elite offense. That would be so
I don't
awesome.
know. What wins?
Imagine
What wins?
So defense wins championships.
Correct.
But actually it doesn't.
But it does.
Actually, offense wins
But
championships.
defense does.
But defense wins championships.
But defense does.
But in
the
reality-
but defense is won. I mean, the
What was the score of
Rams.
the last Super Bowl?
But the Rams defense was elite. The Bucks defense smothered Patrick Mahomes. That was completely a defensive. The Patriots last Super Bowl was a defensive effort when they
Two
stopped
of those
the
were
Rams.
Tom Brady.
No, but I'm saying
Yes,
they're
offensive player of
But
all time.
how many points did the Patriots score in that Super Bowl? The defense won that game.
They still no, but okay. There's a difference between one game and also the entire season.
I think though that
So-
once you get to the Super Bowl, you got to have the defense.
Yeah, once you get to the Super Bowl, you have to have a defense.
Guess who didn't show up to the Super Bowl this past year? The Eagles defense.
Yeah.
They needed it.
Yeah,
Bums.
neither did the Chiefs.
No, the Chiefs defense showed up.
Well, Jalen Hurts dropped the ball
They
and then
made
they
some
returned it for a
stops.
touchdown.
Turf. I don't know. The defense does still win championships, I think.
Listen, defense does win championships, but also really offense wins championships.
My best argument here is the Bucks versus Mahomes. That was a defense winning a championship. That was they completely fucked them up. They didn't score a touchdown, right?
No.
Yeah. Defense wins championships. I'll go to my grave thinking that. All right. Next game. Wait, did you give us your nerd nugget? Yeah.
Mark Andrews has 7 touchdowns against the Browns, the most by any Ravens player ever versus Cleveland.
Whoa.
Interesting.
He's like the Boston Scott of this
against,
rivalry.
against the Giants,
Yeah,
right?
against the Giants.
Yeah. Mark Andrews also had a gash on his arm
Yeah,
last
so I'm
week. Did
looking
you
at
see
your
that?
tweet about
He
it.
gets gashed up.
Attacked by a tiger.
Yeah, he looks like Jokic out
Yeah.
there. Like the gash is like 3 inches wide on his arm. They need to sew that thing up.
Yeah. All right. Bucks at Saints. Or no, sorry. Commanders at Eagles was my next game I had on there. Max, PFT. Sam Howell has been sacked 19 times so far this year.
Yeah.
9 last week. I feel like that might be a bad thing against the Eagles.
Pressured on 79% of his dropbacks, which is that's
Yikes.
just a ridiculous number. And the shitty thing is, I'd love to just say like it's all the offensive line. We need to address the line. That seems like just a nice magic wand that you can wave. But Sam Howell is definitely getting himself into some of those situations. He hangs onto the ball for a while. I'm very afraid. Congrats, Max. I'm just going to give it to you. 25-point win for the Eagles this week. The defensive line is going to eat. You're going to rewind and watch so many Jalen Carter clips. It's going to be sick for you. I'm going to be disgusted with it. I blame 40% on the offensive line, 40% on Sam Howell, and then 20% on Tony P in DC.
Tony P in DC.
Who showed up for the game last week, and he's not even a Commanders fan.
Well,
he showed up.
getting an
Don't
ad
blame
deal.
him.
Yeah,
Don't-
he's
don't-
our king. He's our king. He's
showed
our
up-
king.
Don't
This
blame him.
motherfucker showed up wearing a Commander's jersey. You're a Patriots fan.
He's a king.
You
He's our
literally
king.
went into the day last Sunday saying we're not going to lose on Tony P Day.
Yeah, well, I thought
You can't change your mind like that.
I love Tony P, but now I hate
No.
him because he's
No, you're not
he's
allowed
a
to say you
curse.
love
No, you
Tony
can't
P.
He's a curse.
You can't say
Facts are facts.
No,
He's-
you can't. I
he's
actually
0-1.
disagree, Max.
He's 0-1.
You're not allowed to say you hate Tony P.
Okay, I don't hate Tony P.
Thank you.
No,
Okay.
It's impossible to hate Tony P. Tony P
He's
is
the best.
He's the one pure thing left on the internet without a trace of irony to it. I love him. You can't help but watch his videos and be like, this guy's so wholesome.
And he's getting ad deals.
But I just don't want him to be a Commanders fan. Is that fair? He's a
the
Patriot.
Commanders
fine.
shouldn't have had him be a social ad deal.
I agree. Maybe there's some blame to go around there.
Yeah.
Maybe you take a wider view of things if you're the Commanders' social team and you find a guy that's really been a fan of your team for their entire life that has a big internet presence, and maybe you lean into doing a partnership with that person instead of, hypothetically, Tony PFT is what I'm talking about.
Yes, in DC.
In DC.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. No disrespect.
I don't
to
like
Tony
that now you're trying to steal his business.
Yeah,
You're trying to steal.
yeah,
don't
I am.
don't.
You're trying to
Yeah, I
take
am.
food out
Yeah,
of his mouth.
yeah.
I am.
Come on.
I'm trying to take a nice salmon risotto off his dinner table.
I saw that. That looked like a great meal.
It did look
Great
Looked like a
meal.
great meal.
Positive masculinity. He's the antidote to Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
He is. He's two superheroes clashing. So yeah, I think I'm nervous for you, PFT.
Yeah,
I feel like this is going to be. It's not the game you want Sam Howell after his worst game as a pro to go into against the Eagles defensive line that just eats.
No, I am not looking forward to that at all. I think that everything favors Max in this matchup. So that's what I'm saying. Probably a 25-point victory for you, Max.
And they lost last year to the Commanders, so they're like, hey, we can't overlook this team.
Yep.
If it was in DC, I mean, we're not losing this game at home.
No,
that's basically what I want to do the whole like, oh, anything can happen. Like, stop saying we're going to win by 25, but we probably will.
Yeah, you're going to win by 25.
Our good friend Stephen Che is firmly on the hot seat for this game because he wished injury on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts did a press conference this week and mentioned Stephen Che, not by name, but said a guy even wanted me to get injured. Mm-hmm. If Jalen Hurts gets injured this week, Stephen Che, he's done.
Yes,
he's done.
dead.
He's like, I told him, I tried to lay it out for him. I was like, you're going to have to watch this game more intently than the Bucs Saints because Jalen Hurts better be healthy at the end of this game.
And Max, if Jalen Hurts gets like severely hurt in this game, you have to be the one to kill Stephen Che.
Yeah, you do.
Because you'll do it humanely, relatively speaking, compared to what the rest
you have to slap him in the face.
Yeah, do I have permission?
Yes.
I know
Yes.
that we
Yes.
have like
not permission. You're. It's a mandatory slap.
Okay, so
maybe a shove.
Okay, I just want to make sure that like violence is okay in the workplace.
I think
in that
a shove is
situation.
okay. I think you're allowed to shove him very hard.
It should be a tush push, like a violent tush push.
Yeah, you got to push him in his buttocks.
Okay.
And it will be doing a favor to him.
Yeah, and
compared
also
to what the rest of Philly.
He also
wants to
tried to he tried to backtrack and just put out good film breakdowns of Jalen Hurts today. He's terrified. When I saw the film breakdown, I was like, he is terrified of Eagles Twitter
because he actually stands. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but
oh no, he's not apologizing.
He's not apologizing.
No.
He said to me that he doesn't want Jalen Hurts hurt. He wants the play removed, and he thinks that all the buzz that he started is probably going to get the play removed. So he's going to be a hero.
It's loser talk.
He literally said that. He's like, I think that I started the conversation that will then get the play removed.
My dream is that they remove this play, the Eagles still do it and still get it every time.
They will. We said this on Wednesday.
It'll just break every single person's how you can't. What are you supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah,
maybe one time a game the tight end grabs him and pushes him forward. The rest of the time it's just the offensive line being bigger and stronger and better.
And Jalen Hurts being a beast.
Being a monster.
J.J. Watt agreed with my take on Wednesday that even if they took away the tush push, the Eagles would still sneak it, and they would sneak it to an insane success rate. It would. So more teams should do it. Okay. Nerd Nugget.
The Eagles lead the league in rushing defense, allowing 48 yards per game. It's their fewest rushing yards surrendered through 3 games since 2008.
Yeesh.
Yeah, not good. This doesn't stack up well for us. But I said before the Bills game, if we win one of the next 2,
Super Bowl match.
I'm thinking soupy.
Yeah.
So even though we're definitely not a soupy team, we're the best worst team, I think. If we win this, I am back to being
soupy. For
fully
sure.
delusional PFT because then we got the Bears coming up next.
Yeah, easy win.
And so then we'll be 4-1.
Ooh,
and then
4-1's good.
And then soupy. Now, if we lose, then I could also see us losing to the Bears.
No,
so
I don't think so. All right. Bucs at Saints. Jameis Winston revenge game. Let's fucking go. Jameis Winston holds all the records for the Bucs. He holds the yards record, the touchdowns record, the completions record for the Bucs.
That's pretty
He's
impressive.
the greatest quarterback in Bucs history. And guess what? Even better, he doesn't hold the interception record.
That's very impressive.
Vinny Testaverde.
Awesome.
I looked it up. Vinny Testaverde, I wish we were doing the show in 1988 because Vinny Testaverde had a season, 1988, he threw 13 touchdowns and 35 interceptions.
How did he make it through that season?
And it was a 15 games that he played, and he didn't throw a pick in 2 of those games. So he threw 35 interceptions in 13 games. That is the funniest season ever.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's so awesome. He had a game of 5 interceptions and a game of 6 interceptions.
And the fact that they kept him in for the entire season when he's going 12 to 30 is actually that's impressive. That's very impressive on his part.
Vinny Testaverde had 112 interceptions in 76 games with the Bucs. Jameis only had 88 in 72
That's
games.
nothing. That's nothing.
Nothing.
But the beauty with Jameis is as bad as he can be and make terrible decisions and throw the ball to like 4 linebackers who are all standing there licking their chops, like wearing a bib. Jameis will throw the ball directly to him. He'll also throw that fucking deep ball, and it'll be pretty, and you'll forget about every other bad thing that he ever did.
Yes.
I think that the Bucs should have a welcome home video for Jameis Winston.
I agree.
I think that they need to do a video tribute to him.
It's in New Orleans, though.
I still think that they should.
I agree.
They should have a watch party at
Yes.
Raymond James, and then put a giant big screen TV on the pirate ship.
Yes.
And then have just Jameis Winston highlights. Thank you, Jameis. Thanks for everything.
Also in this game, the return of Alvin Kamara.
Oh, yeah.
He's back.
He's back.
He also said...
He had a very funny video that he put out of him getting out of jail.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He also said in his return, he's going to do whatever he's got to do.
Okay.
That's ominous.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one guy you don't want to do whatever he's got to do.
He'll beat the shit out of a guy in an elevator.
Alvin, just run the ball. That's fine. Catch the ball as well, but you don't have to do whatever you got to do.
What's up with running backs in elevators? Just a bad combination.
They just I think it's just confined space. They want to hit the hole.
Yeah.
They're like, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all in on the Saints this weekend. I feel like Jameis is going to have some fun. I would also like to see a Jameis Winston podcast. Yeah. Athletes having podcasts is a big thing right now. I would love a Jameis Winston podcast.
Jameis, come on this podcast. Alvin Kamara has also it's been reported that he looks explosive in return to practice.
Okay, he's fresh legs.
He will. I mean, like the Saints offense has not looked good through 3 weeks. It's looked slow, and now you have one of the best running backs in the league back. Mm-hmm. So nice bonus.
And remember Michael Thomas?
Yeah.
He's around.
Michael Thomas.
Slant boy.
Shaheed Rashid? Is that my guy?
Rashid
Shaheed.
He's fast.
Yeah, he's the best. Nerd Nugget.
Will the third time be the charm for Jameis Winston against the Bucs, the team that drafted him in 2021? He was knocked out of the game by Devin White, illegal horse collar tackle that led to the viral dancing on crutches game in the locker room.
Yep.
And then 2022 against them, 3 interceptions, sacked 6 times.
Ooh. Okay.
So he hasn't done well against
This is also the game where Mike Evans is going to get ejected. He loves getting into fights against the Saints.
Yeah, he hates
absolutely loves. Now CD Deuce is gone, but I still think he's going to see that uniform and be like, I got to fight.
Yes. Okay, next game. Bengals at Titans. Is Joe Burrow all the way back? Do the Titans actually stink this time? Because I have a couple thoughts in my head. One is I keep thinking to myself, it's Vrabel, it's the Titans. They always will look like dog shit at points of the year, but they'll keep fighting and they'll be there at the end of the season looking for a playoff spot. What if this Titans team actually just is dog shit though? And I catch myself keep trying to ride that wave, and because they are, admittedly, I think even like their front office, they're in a transition period. It's clear what they're doing. They're trying to get younger. They're going to phase some guys out. Maybe they just suck this year.
They might, and Hopkins might be starting to think that, and that would be the return of a diva wide receiver.
Yeah.
If they continue to stink this year, Hopkins is going to be pissed off. He's like, I got sent here for this.
Yeah.
He's going to be pissed off.
Although he sent himself there.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
But still, he's going to be mad.
He's going to be mad.
He's going to be very, well, he like demanded to be out of Arizona.
Yeah, but then he chose
chose Titans.
Yeah. He's like, let me make it harder for myself.
When are we going to start thinking about our boy Will Levis?
Ooh, single, ready to mingle. Dude's ready to show out right now. Mm-hmm. The problem's not entirely Ryan Tannehill, but he's a part of it. He's definitely a part of it.
He's a big part of it. But there's other stuff going on there, and their offense just looks bad across the board. They can't run the football.
Nope.
And so we'll see. Maybe just feed Derrick Henry this weekend. But the Bengals' rush defense is pretty
good. Yeah. I also I like that Joe Burrow's part of his maturation process as a franchise quarterback. I don't know if you guys have caught this. He's been using the royal we a lot.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I like that. So even after the game on Monday Night Football, they asked about his calf, and he said, we just got through it. We gotta just get back in rehab. And then
that's him and his team. That's him and Harambe.
Yeah, and they asked him about the calf during his press conference during the middle of the week, and he said, "We're ready to go." So talking about himself, but yeah. I think that's the next step in every quarterback. You have to go from the I to the we. Just talking about yourself, though.
Yeah, it's smart. It's a good move. So you're not just using the singular pronouns. And I think Joe wants to play. His owner probably doesn't want him to play because this dude is allergic to spending money.
Correct.
And he's like, wait. So not only did I give you a big contract, but I also built like a practice bubble, and we changed our playing surface that we practice on because I invested so much money in you. And now you're going to play with the same injury that Aaron Rodgers had before he got hurt.
Knock on wood. Let's not put that out there. That's not wood.
Knocking on wood. I'm just saying that from the owner's perspective.
Right.
This is the rare instance where the owner is like, please don't play.
I'm poor. Yeah, he's Kristen Wiig in Bridesmaids.
Yeah. Also,
there I'm like, I'm poor, Joe.
Did you know that Joe's doing the Gronk thing where he's not spending any of his money?
I love it.
So he's just riding off his marketing money. So he's going to have like $250 million in his bank account for retirement.
I mean,
which is the probably going to be the best retirement ever.
And he's probably got a sick house in Ohio because it probably doesn't cost that much.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's living his life. Nerd nugget.
The Titans defense allowed 78 rushing yards against the Browns to mark the team's 9th consecutive game in which it did not allow an opposing offense to reach 100 rushing yards, the longest active streak in the NFL.
And Jake, how many of those games have they won?
Probably not many.
I don't think they've won a single one of them.
But it sounds like a good stat.
Yeah.
These teams PR,
yeah,
they're great at it.
I think Joe Burrow's going to have a big game. I think he's going to start pushing the ball down the field.
I hope so. I hope he's good.
I think we're ready to push the ball down the field.
Okay.
And we're ready to get back. All right, next up, Vikings at Panthers. Bryce Young is back.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Dalton back to the sideline. Adam Thielen revenge game.
Big time.
I tried to look up and see if there's any bad blood, and the only thing I could see, it was Adam Thielen saying, I didn't want to leave Minnesota, but they had a different vision for me. And then he went on to say, there's no bad blood. I'm so thankful to the organization. They handled this throughout the process was first class. So
Yeah.
Zero bad blood.
He said that the only thing he's going to be doing differently on Sunday is he's going to get onto the field earlier so he can go and say hi to everybody that he misses. So
he seems like a great dude.
But still, diva.
Diva.
Sounds like I think he's being sarcastic with all this. I
Yeah.
think Adam Thielen is really pissed off at the Vikings. I'm going to bet him score a touchdown.
Yeah, just take the first part of the quote. I didn't want to leave Minnesota, but they had a different vision for me.
There you go.
That's it. Bad blood.
Adam Thielen, diva wide receiver.
Bad blood.
Pissed as hell at the Vikings.
Do you guys know who's leading the league in passing this year?
Kirk Cousins.
Do you know who's leading the league in receiving?
Justin Jefferson.
Correct. Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson now, it's obviously a 17-game season, and they have had explosive offense through the first 3 weeks, 0-3. But Kirk Cousins is on pace for 6,000 yards, which would far eclipse Peyton Manning's record of 5,477 in 2013. Justin Jefferson is on pace for, it's like 2,600 yards, which would far eclipse Megatron 1964 and 2012.
And they're 0-3.
And they're 0-3. But that would be cool if both of them broke the record.
Yeah, I mean that would be the ultimate Kirk Cousins season, wouldn't it?
To break the record.
Yeah, to break the record and go like 5-12.
Yeah. Also, when I was looking up passing single season passing records, do you know who's 10th all time?
I do not know who 10th is. No.
Jameis Winston.
Okay, cool.
With 5,000 yards, 5,100 yards in 2019. Also the year he threw 30-30.
Which was the best season ever for a quarterback in history.
The top 10 is just Drew Brees like 6 times, and then Peyton, 1 Tom Brady, and Jameis.
Have you noticed this about Kirk Cousins this year? I feel like he's getting more gun shy. Like he'll do a lot of throwaways, even if he has a wide receiver open. He'll pass the ball a little bit early, and then he'll like duck away from the rush as it's about to sack him.
Yeah,
because he's gotten hit a lot, and I think he's just starting to feel. You get older, you feel pain a little bit more.
Yeah, like late stage Eli.
Exactly. Yeah,
he self sack.
Maybe not the self sacks just yet, but he's at a point where he's self incompleting.
Yeah.
So he'll like throw it out, get it to the sidelines, and then turtle away and do a little like shrug away from the defender as he's about to get hit.
Also, credit to us, not to toot our own horn, but I think we've been very fair with Kirk Cousins this year. It's not his fault.
No.
Like the defense has been very, very bad, and the regression monster hit them worse than we even imagined because they went 11-1 last year, 0-3 this year in 1-score games.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles game, I guess you could say that's a 1-score game, but it was like a backdoor 1-score game.
Yeah. I actually think, too, the Panthers could win this game with Andy Dalton. I don't think Bryce Young's ready right now.
Andy Dalton looked really good.
He did.
And then Frank Reich said that Bryce Young, this was like a 2-3 week injury, and Bryce took 1 week off, and now he's back. Did you know what his nickname is, by the way?
No.
Bryce Young? His nickname is the Gingerbread Man.
Ooh.
Which is also Andy Dalton's son's nickname in my book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't catch me. I think that's what it goes back to.
Oh.
The nursery rhyme.
Okay.
He's got to get a better nickname.
He's got to get a better nickname. Speaking of Frank Reich is 3-10 in his last 13 games. Quietly terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly very terrible.
He should play a game over in London because he looks like one of those Buckingham Palace guards.
Yes.
Just never changes facial expression, never moves.
Yeah. Good coach, I guess. 3-10 in the last 13.
I think he comes from the Ron Rivera, Jeff Fisher book of being a stable head coach.
Yes.
If you have a tumultuous franchise around you, then you look at that guy and you're like, well, at least this guy's not emotional.
He's an adult in the room.
Yeah.
He's a great adult in the room.
Yep.
You're like, hey, what do we do here? Well, I've actually been in football for my entire life, so I have an answer for you.
He's a football lifer.
Yes.
He's seen it all.
Yes. All right. Before we do the late slate games, Quick word from our sponsor, Proper Number 12, rich and smooth, Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey. New smooth to the core, Proper Number 12 Irish apple, which I've tasted on the college football show. New crisp and fresh, Proper Number 12 Irish apple. The ad read doesn't have an H in here. They kind of set me up on that. It's Fress.
It's fresh.
Fresh. So I sounded like I had a list there. Founded by Conor McGregor. For every bottle sold, a donation is made to support our brave first responders. Shoot your shot of Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey. I have been drinking it since last fall. It is so delicious. Goes down smooth. Perfect for tailgates. Order your bottle of Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey from Drizzly. Pour the roar and try the new Proper Number 12 Irish apple. It is absolutely to die for. So Proper Number 12, go check it out. Pour the roar. Order your bottle of Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey from Drizzly now.
I like fresh.
Fresh.
It's like a cool person.
It's
a
fresh.
cool way to say fresh.
It's fresher than fresh.
Hank, those shoes are fresh.
Those are fresh. Those are mad fresh.
Thank you.
Raiders to Chargers. I don't really know if we want to talk about Chandler Jones. It seems really weird.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's not in a good place mentally.
Yeah, it does. Although when he said like I'm getting off social media for a while, no one hit me up. I'm going to be with some strippers, and they got me. That was a boss move.
It is.
That was a boss move.
That's what Paul Pierce said.
Did you guys though? So let's not talk about Chandler Jones. I hope he gets help better. It does feel like it's spiraling in a bad place right now. And then everyone tweets about it. It's like, this is not great. So I hope gets whatever he's looking for, help.
RG3 reached out to him though.
Okay.
He tweeted that out that I've reached out to
he tweeted
Chandler
out
Jones.
To let us know that he reached out?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
But he's on the case.
Okay, great. Did you guys hear the story about Marquette King?
Yes.
It's the funniest story ever.
That was my note on this game, was just the saga of Marquette King.
Yeah, so here's the story. Marquette King, I don't know if he went on a podcast or something. He's a recurring guest. He said that he was probably released by the Raiders because owner Mark Davis once saw him with two females and said, "I see you." Marquette came over and gave him a soft noogie to show he was not as mean as the bullies Davis dealt with throughout his life, who did hard noogies. And that's why he got released.
Because he noogied his owner.
It's soft.
I thought
soft noogie.
My perception of the thing the entire time was that John Gruden probably hates punters.
Yes.
And hates kickers.
Yes.
And then you've got a kicker that's doing celebrations and dancing and looking like he's having a lot of fun. And then Gruden was like, "I can't deal with this guy. This guy's not a real football player. He's acting like one."
I disagree.
It seems
the noogie.
It seems like it was the noogie.
It was the noogie.
Mark, if there's one guy you don't want a noogie, it's a guy who looks like he's got like a carrot sprout growing on top of his head. Because if I were looking at Davis, I would think that if I gave him a noogie, it would just compromise the entire structural integrity of his head. Like it would just scramble his brain up. He looks like he's got a nice soft head.
By the way, I fucked up. I jumped around the Raiders and Chargers. I don't know why I had it earlier, but it's obviously a late game. But yes, Marquette King, noogie monster. I also just love the idea of Mark Davis being like, "I see you.
Yeah.
I see you, dude."
The first time
Two women at the same time.
When I read this, I thought I had it reversed. I thought that Marquette King was hanging out and saw Mark Davis with two women at the same time and came over and gave him a noogie like, "Great job, keep it up."
But think about it. It is, if you walked by me with two women and I was like, "Oh, I see you, PFT," and then you gave me a little soft noogie, you'd be like, "What the fuck, dude? You already have two women. Why are you doing this?"
Yeah, you're running up the score.
Yeah, what the fuck? You're doing like a little pal, little boy thing.
Yeah, you'll
That's
get there
so
one
nice.
day.
Yeah. I think the Chargers without Mike Williams are going to be in trouble. He's pretty good.
He's good. They've got Keenan Allen, who catches a million balls. Is
know.
Eckler coming back? Is he back this week?
I think he might be back. I'm not sure, but I feel like Mike Williams is pretty important, and that's going to hurt. Justin Herbert has been phenomenal, though, and they should win this game.
Eckler's out again.
And we might see Hoyer the Destroyer here.
This is NFL rumors.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's legit or not.
You know what?
Jake reported that Eckler's out.
I'm going to put a must-win on this for the Chargers.
Yeah,
this is a must. This is a take care of business game.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Got
to do it. Rams at Colts. We sent our tickets to someone who had an Andrew Luck. Oh, you have a nerd nugget for Chargers Raiders?
Yeah, 10 of the past 14 road games for the Chargers against the Raiders have been decided by one score, 3 of them in overtime.
Oh, okay. So fun game.
Yeah.
Rams at Colts, we sent our tickets to a guy who had an Andrew Luck tattoo. Felt bad for him.
Yeah, there were no fake Super Bowl ones.
That's actually good. I'm surprised by that, but maybe that's more like a Philadelphia thing.
Well, I think that if you have a fake Super Bowl one, you probably you limit your time spent online moving forward after that.
Yeah.
Because you probably got a lot of flack for it.
You don't think that's a Philadelphia thing, Max?
it's whatever.
I think it's a Philadelphia and Toronto Maple Leafs thing.
And Buffalo.
Buffalo does it
I've
as
seen
well.
a few Bills
Buffalo
fans.
definitely does it.
Yep.
Yes. But yeah, Rams and Colts.
In Buffalo, that's basically like a war medal that
Yeah.
you carry around. It's like, I've been through this many battles. This is how many times I thought that my team was going to win the Super Bowl when they didn't.
Yes. We have Anthony Richardson back.
For at least part of the game. I'm worried about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I know. He's played 2 games and been injured in both games.
He looks awesome when he's out there.
Yeah.
Also, Sean McVay is he knows the spread. That's all you got to know about Sean.
It's actually a nice thing to know now.
He knows the spread.
He knows the spread.
Every time.
He knows the spread. Nerd nugget for this game.
This is the first of 5 games for the Rams this season with a 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff, tied for their most on their schedule since they moved from St. Louis.
Ooh.
5 games at the early slate.
Okay.
For an LA team. It's a lot.
I like that. That's a good nerd nugget.
Thanks.
Did they stay out Midwest?
Well, this is their first one.
No, but I know they played the Bengals.
Oh,
the Rams.
because it was a Monday.
Did the Rams stay out Midwest?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Did they go to the Greenbrier?
I'll see.
Find out if they went to the Greenbrier.
I'm going to start fading the Greenbrier.
Yeah, we got to know where they went.
Yeah.
If they stayed. All right, last one, and then we'll do the afternoon games, which I know I fucked up. We did the Raiders and Chargers. All right, Steelers at Texans next up. Proud Boys stand up. Stroud Boys stand up.
Stroud Boys
Whoops,
stand up.
that was a mistake. That was my meeting after this.
Stand back, stand by.
Mm-hmm.
Stroud Boys.
Name your favorite cereals while I beat the fuck out of you.
Stroud Boys are feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, Rookie of the Month, on pace to be Rookie of the Year in the NFL.
I would say so.
He hasn't thrown an interception.
Throwing with great anticipation. I watched a clip of him throwing a guy open with his eyes. That's what you want to see early on in a career. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm buying. I'm buying
Good.
everything.
Good. Yeah, the offensive line stinks. Tunsil's been out. I don't know if Tunsil's playing this weekend. As of recording time, we're unsure. That would be good for CJ if he was playing because the Steelers' defense is awesome.
Yes.
And so I feel like this is going to be a lot of pressure on him. Steelers interception this week. CJ might throw his first INT. I hope not.
Well,
it feels like he's been really, really solid. He's made a lot of good throws. I think if you're power ranking the rookie quarterbacks right now, you got CJ number 1. I would say
healthy Anthony Richardson
number 2, and he is awesome to watch. Hank was right about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think we all need to take a step back because we had a good laugh at Florida's expense last year. They lost a lot of games, didn't look good. Anthony Richardson. Hank saw something in him. Hank was the first person to say,
"You're a scout.
This guy can play quarterback."
Yeah, you're a scout.
And then, probably Bryce number 3.
Yeah, Bryce number 3, and then who else went? Will Levis still single.
Will Levis number 1.
Yeah, he's single.
Also hasn't thrown a pick.
The only thing I'm worried about in this game is just Mike Tomlin is a favorite, road favorite.
Yep.
Always a scary proposition, and I feel like this is a really good benchmark game because if the Steelers win this game, they're 3-1. They obviously had that terrible game week 1, but they righted the ship. And if the Texans win this game, I feel like it just completely changes their expectations this year where it's like, hey, the AFC South's winnable.
They got to get Andrew Beck some touches.
Yeah, this was going to be a tanking year, and now it could be a year where, they could be flirting with the playoffs.
That division's wide open.
Yeah, the Steelers have the Ravens next, so maybe a look-ahead spot.
Yeah.
Those two teams don't like each other, PFT.
They don't. Throughout the record books. No love lost. This game is the Steelers as a road favorite after Mike Tomlin winning a game as a road dog feels like bet against the Steelers.
Yes, I would agree. Okay, Nugget.
As the Steelers prepare to face CJ Stroud this weekend, keep in mind that Pittsburgh is 48-13 in the regular season when facing a rookie starting quarterback since 1970.
So throw out everything we just said.
Yeah, has Matt Canada been promoted to head coach after his great performance last week?
He's the owner of the Steelers now.
Yeah, he's just going to keep getting promoted.
Yeah, failing upwards. All right, next up, worst game. Broncos at Bears, 0-4, 0-3, 0-3. Both teams should be 0-4. It's crazy that the Bears are so bad that they opened as a 2.5-point underdog to a team that lost by 50 at home, and now they're a 3.5-point underdog. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum. The Bears season is completely over. It's collapsed. Justin Fields feels broken as a person, which I understand because that would break you. There was some backup Badgett is getting some first team reps. Who the fuck knows what's going to go on? Like, it could quickly turn into save your job mode at Hallis Hall.
So I have a couple insult stats that I'll just get out here.
I mean, we just grow them on a tree. We have remember the ticket tree?
Yeah.
It's an insult stat tree.
Do you know how many sacks the Bears have this year?
Sacks on the quarterback?
As a team.
On the quarterback. I'm going to
not giving up. I'm talking about defense. Bears defense. How many sacks do you have?
It's either 1 or 0.
You have a sack.
Okay, it's 1. Yeah.
You got a sack.
Was it week 1?
I'm not exactly
sure. It might have been
what
actually against the backup. Who's the backup for the Chiefs? Gabbert?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been against him.
Before you guys dominated the fourth quarter.
2 picks.
So there are 59 players in the league that have as many sacks as the Bears do as a team. Another insult stat here. Maybe not an insult stat, but a shocking thing that I saw in Pro Football Focus. They grade out every offensive player.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who your best offensive player is on the Bears per PFF?
Claypool.
No. I was maybe Darnell Wright, but it's definitely gonna be an offensive lineman.
It's Justin Fields.
Oh, okay.
Justin Fields is the best player on the Chicago Bears offense.
That's
a good sign.
And that's a great sign. Shut up, Hank. I don't like that.
No, it is. You want your quarterback to be the best player.
Don't do that.
The leader of the team.
Yeah.
My concern with Justin Fields, we talked about it a little bit before we started taping, but I've never seen him really have fun when he plays.
Why would he?
Even when they're winning,
They haven't. He hasn't won.
There's one time that There's one time I remember seeing him happy. That was against the 49ers in that shitty game. You remember it was like muddy.
Yeah, it was week 1 last year.
He dove across the field and just like laid out in the rain with the entire team. That's the only time I've seen him really happy on a football field. I want to see him happy.
They haven't won. This game is going to be played in October, and the last time they won was last October. The Bears haven't scored more than 20 points in 9 straight games. And like I said, October 24th, 2022 is their last win. I think we're going to probably get to a calendar year. I don't see the Bears winning this game. They have the worst combination in football. Their defense is soft and their offense looks slow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. That's the worst 2 adjectives you can put on either side of the ball.
Jay, can you look up and see what the longest losing streak is in the history of professional football? I think it's the Lions. I want to say like the 2008-2009 Lions.
Buccaneers, 26 straight from 76 to 76.
Oh, wow. Straight.
All right, so you're not going to reach that.
Yeah, we could.
I doubt it. I don't think so. I think you guys might win this weekend.
Yeah, well, the problem is it is like kind of a last stand for Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Like if they start 0-4 and they lose to this Bears team, I think Russell Wilson might get benched. I don't know. And it wasn't his fault last week. Their defense sucks. But this feels like the Broncos, if they want the Bears season is over. The Broncos have one last chance to save their season. It's to win this game.
I think whichever coach loses should have to pull a Bud Dwyer in the press conference. Go out there with a paper bag. Everybody stand back. Eberflus should be fired if they lose no matter what.
But they don't fire coaches like that because they're cheap. And also I don't want them to fire him because I want Caleb Williams. Yeah. I have said the names Caleb Williams and Jim Harbaugh probably 100 times in the last 4 days and just man football. I want to bring back man football. Caleb Williams, Jim Harbaugh. Let Jim Harbaugh just stuff all the dorks in Hallis Hall into a locker and just go back to being a man football team.
Did we ever find out what happened with your D coordinator?
No, but
because from what I've read, the reports went out of their way to say no criminal activity, but HR was involved.
Yes,
and they did a digital forensic search as part of his resignation, which they say that they do on everybody that gets fired or leaves.
Little Mike Babcock.
Yeah, they went through it. Yeah, they went through all his electronics and shit. That to me seems like it's not something that they would do on anybody that moves on from the team, right?
Well, Mark Potash, who writes for the Chicago Sun-Times, very good journalist, did a great job because he finally asked Matt Eberflus because they were all, we don't want to talk about it. We want to talk about it. He simply was like, hey, it's kind of weird. No one's wished him well.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Because if you believe Alan Williams is health and family reasons, you would think his coworkers would be like, hope he gets better. Hope whatever's happening gets better. If one of you had to leave this podcast for health and family reasons, I would be like, I'm rooting for them. I can't wait for them to be back. All the good things. If you had to leave for something nefarious, I'd be like, not talking about it.
Can we just do some unbased speculation?
Yeah.
Can I just throw something out there? You think he was giving plays to the opponents?
No, because I think we do that. Luke Getsy does that by just like running the first 3 plays. Be like, we'll see this again a million times over.
Gambling?
I think that would probably be reported on.
Yeah.
I think
Say what you want about the Bears. They're doing a good job of keeping this secret.
Well, I think the NFL as well. The NFL is doing a good job of being like, we're not talking about this.
Yeah.
Might have been gambling.
Might be something bad.
Might have been gambling. But either way, the Bears are bad. The Broncos are bad, but a little bit better than the Bears bad. Because, like, Russell Wilson has moved the ball. They've had moments where they've looked like a competent offense. Their defense is atrocious, but so is the Bears. So, yeah, this game, let's just hope that this game ends up being a shootout because that would be fun. Because there is, in a weird alternate world, how much shit I've been giving the Bears and also the world being like, this game shouldn't even be televised. The defenses on both sides are so bad that we could have a fun, like, Big 12 shootout, which would be awesome. If we have, like, a 45-42 game.
You can make bad football look real good as long as both defenses suck equally.
Problem is, if the offenses also suck, the offensive lines suck, then the defenses start to look better. It's going to be a bad game. The Bears are bad. Jake.
The Bears-Broncos game will be the first game in NFL history between two teams who combine to allow at least 110 points and 1,100 yards the previous week.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to be fun.
From the Vikings-Panthers also applies to this game. Only 6 of 251 teams have made the playoffs after losing their first 3 games. Only the 92 Chargers have made the playoffs after starting 0-4.
Playoffs?
So you're saying the Bears season, if they start 0-4, they're not going to make the playoffs?
Well, the 92 Chargers.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's whatever. It's almost freeing. I was talking to a friend last night. It's essentially like retreating to its shell. As soon as you admit that the Bears are a disaster, Justin Fields isn't the guy, the whole organization is a joke, the less you can get hurt. I can't get hurt anymore because I'm admitting it. So it's the hope is gone, the faith is gone, all these things. I just went back into my shell. It's like, go ahead, do whatever you want. I'm a turtle in my shell. I'm just going to live my life, and you can't bother me.
I think it's going to be a fun game, though. I really do.
I hope so.
It is pretty cool. The 4 0-3 teams are playing against each other this week.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is cool.
That's so cool. All right.
The kids' table.
Patriots and Cowboys. So I screwed up and I did Raiders and Chargers already. So we have 2 late games in Raiders and Chargers, so 3. Again, they did 9-3. Fuck the NFL for this. Is next week? What's next week? Count next week for me.
I would imagine it would be 4 or more in the afternoon slate because you don't have the doubleheader on Monday night.
Well, we have a morning again.
Yeah, the Jags are playing again. Patriots and Cowboys, the Henry Lockwood Bowl.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Split jersey?
I'm trying.
What do you think about the video of Mac Jones that has emerged of him clearly hitting Sauce Gardner on his penis?
Yeah, he's a penis toucher.
He's done it 3 times, Hank.
It was a
penis
tap.
toucher.
It was not a touch. It was a light tap.
Wait, what's a tap? Is a
Like
tap
they
a touch?
acted like he grabbed his he doesn't want me to have kids.
Well, you hit him in the balls.
Yeah, you hit him in the
dramatic.
balls. Is a tap a touch? Did I just touch you?
Yeah.
Okay, I tapped you.
So he touched his penis.
Yeah, but guys get their penis touched all the time. It's football.
Oh, yeah?
In
Maybe
a
on-
scrum.
Oh, damn.
Maybe on the Browns.
In a scrum like that, that's just ball.
It's
Okay.
just ball.
Do you think that there's something to be said for the amount of times this has happened?
No.
I don't think Mac Jones.
That was a quick no.
I don't think
that was like a I don't want to say my real answer.
I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's good enough to be doing this shit. Like if you were on his team, you'd be like, dude, stop doing that because 1, you suck, and 2, you're gonna get my balls hit.
He's not that bad.
Let's find a middle ground. Would you admit that Mac Jones is at least a little bit sus?
I think Mac Jones has an edge to him. He's a competitor.
Is it a sussy edge?
He's got some fire. No.
It's not a sus.
No.
A pause? Mac Jones pause?
No, if he grabbed his nutsack and like squeezed him, that's a pause.
Hank, what do you think about Chris Paul?
Competitor, Olympic champion. He's on the Warriors.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's
Actually,
gonna blow my mind.
I had that thought
read an
yesterday.
article the other day, and I was like, it was like Draymond, Chris Paul, like training. I was like, what the fuck?
They might trade him to the Blazers.
Yeah. All right, so how do you think this game's going to go?
I'm worried about Micah Parsons.
Mika.
I'm worried about Micah Parsons.
Yeah, it feels like the Cowboys are pissed off.
Cowboys are pissed off coming off the loss, but
Yeah.
I think we can win.
Okay.
At least cover. We can definitely cover.
Oh, okay. That was a quick. I think we can win to at least cover.
Why do you think you can win?
They haven't been playing bad football. They've been, the Eagles and the Dolphins are better than the Cowboys. They pretty much beat both those teams. So
I do think the Patriots defense is very good and will keep them in this game, but I just don't know if
and Zeke revenge game. He knows all this.
Remember,
game.
2 touchdowns.
It's a double revenge game. They've got Zeke and then Will Grier, right?
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots signed Will Grier last week?
Yeah, to get all the
get all the
signals.
plays. So yeah, they've got all the plays from the Cowboys.
Smart.
Yeah.
Cowboys need to win, like, for everything that everyone was talking about the Cowboys and their aspirations. They have to win this game and kind of convincingly.
Tell me you're real.
It's not a dynamic offense the Patriots are running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me you're real, Cowboys.
Yeah. Show us you're real. Okay.
So
stat.
next week we have the morning game, which is Jags Bills. Great start, and then it's a 6-4 split.
Yes.
With a Cowboys Niners Sunday night game.
Love
Yes.
that. Good. Great job, NFL.
4 teams have the bye
Yes.
tomorrow. So the bye
Good
start.
thing we'll be in New York City for Surviving Barstool.
Oh, it's bye weeks
I just
already?
realized
Yeah, bye
that.
weeks next week.
When
Wow,
would you
that
rather,
happened fast.
When do you want to have your buys?
Like middle, like week 9.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's like too early
So I
sucks
think it goes up to like 13 or 14.
because you like burn your bye week if you have it week 5.
I think you get like I think
Commanders have it week 14 with the Cardinals.
best bye week is
getting rested up for the playoffs. I like that.
best bye week is Halloween.
You think so?
Yeah, get to spend Halloween with your family. Get to eat a lot of candy.
Mhm.
It's your bye week.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
So-
it's right around the middle because I don't think you want to have it late.
Thanksgiving wouldn't be bad.
Thanksgiving's nice.
Yeah.
Wait, there's bye weeks Thanksgiving?
Uh,
I thought they were over by then.
Jake
No,
said
it's-
week 14.
Oh yeah,
there's no
All right.
bye weeks Thanksgiving week, but
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
bye weeks after.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. I think I'd rather I'd pick Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's not bad. Maybe the weekend before Thanksgiving, get a head start on travel.
yeah.
Yeah.
So with the victory this week against Dallas, Bill Belichick will join Don Shula and George Halas as the only NFL coaches with 300 career regular season wins.
Whoa.
Wow.
318 for Halas, 328 for Shula.
Ooh, he's coming up on
299
it.
for Belichick.
Wow. Okay.
Regular season.
All right. Last late slate game. Cardinals at 49ers. Cardinals are 3-0 against the spread.
Josh Dobbs officially having his jersey being sold in the team store. That's huge.
Finally.
That's big. What I tell you about that Cardinals defense?
Yeah. Well, it's the Cardinals offense that surprises me.
Well, yeah, Josh Dobbs, he can scoot.
And they've been running on people. I think they'll get killed.
Yeah, that seems like the 49ers are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah. And they just dominate people. And did you know that since Chris McCaffrey was traded to the 49ers, the 49ers are 15-1 in regular season games.
Yeah.
12-4 against the spread. And Christian McCaffrey we're on record watch. Christian McCaffrey has 12 straight games scoring a touchdown. 13 is the 49ers record with Jerry Rice. 15 is the NFL record, O.J. Simpson and John Riggins.
Wow.
So his prices to score a touchdown, I think I was looking yesterday, it was like minus 240
That's insane.
to score a touchdown.
nuts. Yeah, I think we should start talking with Christian McCaffrey about running back wins. The way that we talk about quarterback wins. Like, they're winners. I think Christian McCaffrey's a winner at the running back position.
And credit to us for being the ones who masterminded the whole thing.
Exactly.
People forget we said it first.
We wished it into existence. Kyle listens to the program. We know that.
Mhm.
He wears the hoodies when he's going up against Hank's shitty Cowboys teams in the playoffs. And Kyle Shanahan heard us say, like, hey, that guy Christian McCaffrey, the running back for the Panthers, he's good at football.
He's really good.
And Kyle Shanahan was like, I got to look into him. Looked into him. Next thing you know, boom, he's setting records.
Never heard this guy. All right, what's your nugget?
Sunday's game between the Cardinals and Niners will be the 4th meeting in the last 5 games to feature a different quarterback matchup. 2021, Kyler Murray versus Trey Lance. And then their second game was Colt McCoy, Jimmy Garoppolo. 2022, McCoy, Garoppolo again. And then David Blau and Brock Purdy. And this week, Josh Dobbs against Brock Purdy.
Oh,
so no stability in this matchup.
No.
Quarterbacks.
All right, last game, Sunday night game, Chiefs at Jets.
Yes.
Quick stat for you. In Chiefs games that Taylor Swift has attended, the Chiefs are 1-0 against the spread, and they're covering by a margin of 18 points against the spread.
Yeah, and this is another bring your girlfriend to the game.
Yep.
Where it's like we're playing the Jets. Taylor's not a real girlfriend unless she goes to like an actual matchup against a real team.
PFT, let me ask you a question. Travis Kelce went to a Taylor Swift concert, right?
Yep.
Taylor Swift has gone to 2 Travis Kelce's games?
After this week. Yeah.
Huh. Seems like I was right. The NFL's bigger than Taylor Swift.
There you go.
No problem.
Well, Zach Wilson does love older women.
That's
he
true.
might ball out this weekend.
Yeah.
She's really old.
Is she really old?
No, but I'm just saying that to
How
piss
old
off
is
Swifties.
Taylor Swift?
She was
like
born in
45.
1989.
Yeah, she's like 45.
That's all I know.
1989. Okay, that makes sense.
33.
Yeah, that whole
Old.
album and stuff.
That's a MILF. Is Taylor Swift a MILF?
I don't think
Embrace
she's.
debate.
Oh, I was going to say something right there.
So
I don't think she's that attractive.
So Big Cat.
I don't think she's that
They're
attractive.
the same age.
I'm
She's
on record.
1989,
Yeah.
too.
I'm on record. I would not have sex with Taylor Swift.
I'm on record. I would,
I would not.
but I'm on record that I don't think I'd enjoy it that much.
I would not. I think she falls into like the Nicole Kidman status for me, where I know that's in theory a beautiful woman, but it's like too elegant and fragile.
Yeah.
Doesn't do it for me.
Butterflies come out of her vagina.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that
Hank,
at all.
what are your thoughts on this? You think we're getting ourselves in trouble?
No.
I would not have sex with her. If she was right here and she was like, PFT, let's go. You can put it anywhere. Be like, well, I'm going to keep it in my pants.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Taylor, but I got football to watch.
Yeah, sorry.
You should watch it too.
Yeah, maybe you'd like it.
Did you see that cheat sheet that got leaked? I don't know if it was actually hers, but it was very funny. It was like a cheat sheet of when to cheer, famous Chiefs.
Oh, no,
like
I didn't
all the
see that.
traditions. It was great. Yeah, it was great.
The video that I thought was the best was the theory that she was escorted out of the suite
In the popcorn machine?
inside of a giant popcorn machine.
Yeah.
And she was just sitting
I
in
think
there. 'Cause
it's true.
Apparently that's how she gets into concerts sometimes.
Yeah, with the mops.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
But I think it's true because I saw so many videos of people outside her box, but none of the videos captured her actually walking out.
Yeah.
I feel like someone would have gotten it.
Who was in her box? Jake?
Not me.
Donna Kelsey.
Oh, nice. That's hot.
Wait, no, she was in Donna Kelsey's box.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Taylor
Dennis
wanted to try the
Rodman.
mom before the son. You did.
Dennis Rodman was there.
Albert Breer said that. The other video that made me laugh was the video of Travis Kelce like looking up and smirking, and all the Swifties were like, "Look at how he looks at her. This is incredible." And some dude just quoted, "He's like, he's 100% looking at a replay right now."
Or the scoreboard.
Yeah, he was looking at a replay. He was probably watching his own touchdown.
Yeah, pointing up at it, being like, yeah, fist pump. I love you. He was
Also, the
watching
tickets
himself.
are skyrocketing for this game.
Yeah, I
on
mean
Game Time app.
that and like the tickets for the Jets game and Jason Kelsey is the biggest winner. Like the fact that their podcast
Yeah.
is new and emerging and this
Yeah.
is happening. It's just
Hank, why don't you date Taylor Swift?
there's
what the
like
fuck,
what
dude?
there's
You had a report.
there's only so
there
much
was-
you can do. It's
there
like
was a
I've been
report.
thinking about like what I can do, and it's like
There's a report that you're dating Beyonce.
Oh,
Is that true?
no comment.
Is that
Jay-Z's
come
gonna
on?
come for your
come
ass.
on, Hank. What's she like?
I
What's
do love
Beyonce
Jay-Z.
like?
It's a throuple.
Oh, so you're banging Jay-Z too.
Yeah.
Even better. What's it like? What are the encounters like?
I don't want to speak, Illuminati, things of that nature. I think,
should
if I
invite her
talked
to a
about it, I could get
podcast.
killed.
$500,000 or have a threesome with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Which one do you want?
The latter.
Yeah.
Imagine if Beyonce came and watched our podcast. Like, what the fuck are they talking about this lighthouse? The fuck? I thought it was a sports podcast. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to kill the Jets.
Well, the Jets found an answer at the quarterback position. They signed Trevor Siemian earlier this week.
This is my don't overthink it game of the week because there will be a lot of people who overthink it and be like, 9.5, 10 points. Ooh. No. Chiefs, the fact that Taylor Swift is going, the Chiefs are going to fucking throttle them. They are. And the Chiefs defense is not been talked about, has been very good this year.
Yeah, if I was a Jets fan, memes, I would be so upset that the answer is Trevor Siemian. That's all you've gotten so
Memes.
far. At what point does it become the Jets' problem and no longer Zach Wilson's problem?
Yeah, Trevor Siemian, that was just the worst yesterday. But Zach Wilson did have a quote today. He said, "I promise I'm doing everything I can to get better."
Yeah, I believe him.
Yeah, he's due, though. He's due to have one good game.
I don't know. Is he?
He's 1-0 in primetime this year.
Okay. All right. Well, he didn't start that game.
Donna Kelsey might be in the crowd.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
All right, that's all you got.
Zach Wilson. So I'm saying he's going to ball out for Taylor Swift. You're saying no. He's going to ball out because Donna Kelsey's there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are going to get fucking pounded.
No, the defense is going to show up on primetime.
You guys are going to get pounded.
This is going to be a nice 17-3 game.
Well, that wouldn't be covering.
No, I know, but
And that would be
that's where my head's at.
Yeah.
That's the defense balling out.
Hank,
so-
what's Beyonce like as a kisser? How does she kiss?
Great.
Yeah.
Let me smell your lips. Let me get a little of that.
Does she dance for you, Hank?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Nice.
Great dancer.
Should we do our picks? Who goes first? What are the scores? Give us all, Jake.
Well, first off, Garrett Wilson, 20 games, to reach 1,200 yards, the quickest road to that number, any player in Jets history.
Okay.
So he's playing well. All right. So in the warm-up and the opening act, I'm 4-2. Max and Memes are 2-4.
Ooh.
The main event, Big Cat 4-0-2, undefeated.
Nice.
2 pushes. Hank 3-2-1. PFT 2-4.
All right. Anybody's game.
Anybody's game. And we're going to lead off with Max coming to me and around.
Okay. Maxie, give it to us.
I'll be the square of the room, and I will take Bills Dolphins over.
Okay.
That's not square. That's fun. That's the fun guy.
Yeah.
No, that's the fun guy in the room.
Bills
Okay.
Dolphins currently 53.5.
Okay.
You're going to take the Lunder, aren't you, Jake?
Yep.
Knew it.
Over 53.5.
Over?
No, I was reiterating Max. It's Falcons Jaguars under 43.5.
Okay.
Lunder.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Broncos Bears over.
I wanted it.
That's
Where are we
right.
at?
46.5.
46.5.
Yeah, there's going to be some points.
I really wanted it bad.
I'll trade you. You can put together a package for me.
Okay, I'll look at a package. Maybe
Okay.
we'll get a package together. You're right. Okay. Henry.
Jags
Jags
-3.
Fuck, I wanted that.
Jaguars
too.
-3 against the Falcons.
God
Yeah.
damn it, I wanted that too. All right, I will take the Cincinnati Bengals -2.5.
Against the Titans.
I am the Bengal whisperer. I hope that continues. I'm 3-0 in Bengals games this year. It wouldn't be sick if you just picked one team and you just went perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to do with the Bengals.
The Jets need to bring back the coin. Where's the coin at this year?
Yeah, that's true.
The coin was perfect.
Memesy.
Did anybody take the Bucs Saints over?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
All right,
Jameis.
39.5.
I like that.
I love it. A couple pick sixes in that game for somebody.
Okay.
And then Vikings -4.5.
Okay.
Vikings -4.5.
Against the Panthers.
This is tough. I will go with the Raiders Chargers over 48.5. I'm just going to bet this game, so I know that will be my bet. It's the 3:05 game, so it's people are mad that we're saying Central Time now.
Yeah.
It's the 4:05 game, and that's the one where like either PFT or someone else in the Spider or someone's like, hey, remember there's a game coming up in 3 minutes. I'm like, over.
So just set it.
Plus,
and
with
forget
9 in the early slate, there's going to be some chaos.
Yeah.
Earlier.
So that is how my brain works. That's what's going to happen.
Ravens Browns over 40.5.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so, pal.
Oh yeah.
I don't think so.
40.5 is low. Couple pick six. Couple wonky plays. Defensive touchdown. Special teams.
These two teams know each other.
Right. I think it's gonna be close. Maybe overtime.
Right, but
A lot of
they
ways
know
to get
each
to 40.5.
other. There is. Give me a couple.
Couple defensive touchdowns.
Scores.
That's 14.
Give me scores.
You give us scores.
And then 3
Give us
touchdowns
scores.
aside.
Give us scores.
How do you get to 40.5?
21-20, 17-23,
23-17?
No.
No, that's 40.
Oh!
That's an under.
24, 41-0,
Okay.
Yep.
39-2,
Mm-hmm.
Gami.
Gami,
Kami.
15-19.
What about 21-18?
Wait, 15-19. No.
15-19, not even
Not
close.
even close.
Fuck.
That's 34.
21-18?
I'm concerned with you not being able to. I don't know
I
if you can
crushed
get
the
to 40
football
and a half.
math. No, I crushed the football math when we did that.
Okay.
I think the Browns will win this game 24-21.
27-13. What about 27-13?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure how sharp you
24-21 Browns.
are. Okay. PFT.
I am going to take the Houston Texans +3 at home against the Steelers.
I like it.
Going a home dog.
I like it. Jake?
Going to be the square. Chiefs -8.5. 8.5 now. Against
Yeah,
the Jets.
it's probably smart.
Yeah.
safe.
Just if it's 10-point game in the fourth quarter, do you feel good about Zach Wilson scoring? I don't. Memes, you don't. You said he's ass.
He's due.
All right. Max.
Rams, I think it's a money line. Pick 'em.
Nope. Nope.
What is it?
Nope.
-1.
-1.
Sure.
No, look at Max trying to steal
Against the Colts.
from the cookie jar.
Fine.
Gotcha.
with AWL Daniel G and his Andrew Luck tattoo in attendance.
There we
Love
go.
it, love it.
And Sean Payton knows the spread, so he's going to try to win this game.
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay
Also, Sean
also
Payton.
knows the spread.
Yeah.
Also,
both
all
know
the
the spread.
Seans. Okay, fantasy fuckboys, and let's get to
Oh yeah.
Booger.
Also, pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Hank continues to dominate.
Look at you, Hank.
It's
Can
crazy
you name
how
anyone on your team?
No.
Neither can
Yeah, I can.
I.
You have Trent Williams.
I have Trent Williams.
Okay.
I
don't-
scroll up.
Jake.
20 for Hank, 12 for Max, Big Cat with 9, Memes with 9, Jake with 4, PF2, Jake with 6, PF2 with 4.
Okay.
Okay. Also, I think wings this week. Uber Eats.
Let's do it.
Almost anything. Thinking of Uber Eats, delivered by Uber Eats. Wings this week. Okay. Fantasy fuckboys. Yeah.
What it do, fuckers? It's
What up?
Romeo Romero.
What's up, Romeo?
Wherefore out the Romeo, yo. My stardom this week is Ezekiel Elliott. Right, Max?
That was a little sus. I hope
He's
nobody
gonna
takes
eat
a
and then he's gonna
screenshot.
face fuck Jerry Jones' geriatric body and fucking dumbass.
I hope somebody takes a gif of what Hank just did with his hand in his mouth because it's not going to be pretty.
My sit-em, Kurt Schilling.
Yeah.
Piece of fucking shit. Respect HIPAA, you fucking dirtbag. Fuck
Oh,
you.
yeah. That was a fucked up thing.
Piece of fucking dirt.
That was fucked.
World Series champ, but piece of fucking dirt.
That was fucked.
Love you, Tim Wakefield.
That was
Love you,
fucked.
Timmy.
Love you, Timmy.
And my sleeper is the Ryder Cup because it's going to be going on when you're sleeping. You get home from the bars, you turn it on, you fall asleep. Maybe it's still on when you wake up. Kind of fucking weird hours, but you just sleep, Ryder Cup, golf.
What time are you
live it,
getting back from
eat
the?
it,
What time are you
breathe it.
getting back from the bars, Romeo?
12, 1, 2.
I'm pretty sure it starts at like 3, 4 a.m.
Okay, you're going to have to go to another bar, late night bar.
Oh,
I got a
yeah.
late night spot, maybe a strip club. You never know.
Hang up.
Golf bars.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Hey, what's up, dickheads? It's me, Marco Simone.
Marco.
I'm starting this weekend. Commander Biden, that fucking dog,
Yeah.
bit a 12th person.
Fucking a dog.
Putting up great stats, all-time stats. This dog is the best biter of all time. He's got that dog in him.
He's Wilt Chamberlain of dogs.
That's right. I'm sitting Pat Riley. That's right. I'm sitting Pat Riley, the Godfather. He's lost a step, couldn't close the deal. Pat, game over. You couldn't get it done.
Oh, he said game over.
Game over, bitch.
He said game over.
And your show got canceled.
You don't
Yeah.
get it. Like, and your show's canceled.
And your show's canceled, you bitch. Game over.
My sleeper, I'm sleeping the first half of the Jags-Falcons game. I'm going to wake up for it, but I'll probably snooze just a little bit while I'm watching it. We got Arthur versus Doug. What is this game going to be on ESPN or Cartoon Network?
Oh, but
Except one of those was on PBS, the other one was on Nickelodeon. You fucking moron.
Shut the fuck up,
correction.
Romeo. Shut the fuck up, Romeo.
Stat
It was a joke
correction.
about cartoons, you bitch.
Stat
You don't know what a
correction.
cartoon is. You don't even know what a fucking lighthouse is.
I fucking love Arthur. Thank you, Bond.
what's
You're
up?
making me do the fist right now.
What's up, fuckers? It's Salvatore Fettuccine. What's
hey,
up?
SF.
Sal. My stardom is lighthouses. We got all the way through the podcast. I'll mention the lighthouse, but I really want to talk about a lighthouse
But
all
Hank-
the time.
Romeo just brought it up a second ago.
Romeo did bring it up, but I'd already had that as my
You're
stardom.
gaslighting him just like you gaslit Max the other day, you fucker.
You did gaslight Max the other day.
Yeah, that was fucked up, PFD.
The ACL
Piece of
tear.
shit.
Max never said
All
that.
of you guys gaslit
He
me.
never said that.
Me
Never
neither.
said that. My sit-em is Daryl Morey. He's a big fat liar. That's what James Harden had in his body. He had big fat liar signs all over the place.
Listen, he might be big and he might be alive. I don't think he's that fat.
I might not have said fat. He said Daryl Morey is a liar. I
Oh,
might have put that in there.
I stand behind James Harden.
Yeah, my sleeper is Captain Luke Donald from the Ryder Cup European team. He was asked today in the press conference, what's it like sleeping with the enemy? Because he's got an American wife.
Oh, he's got a little.
Yeah, you
little
don't come
kumar.
take our pussy and then try to fucking beat us in golf.
Hands off. Do you like our holes or do you not like our holes?
Yeah, what the fuck, brother? I can't believe that someone asked that. That's all time.
Max No, it's Max and Brian Harmon, mega team.
Mega team. Max isn't Megacorp though, Hank.
I know, but it's
mega.
It's mega.
Okay.
Ryder Cup's gonna be fun.
I'm so confused about the formats for it.
Me too.
So they put out the first four today. And
Yeah,
I was
what,
like,
is Brooks not playing?
Is Brooke? Did he get benched?
What's going on?
I guess he's playing in the afternoon. I don't know.
Playing in the 4-ball. I don't know what that is.
What?
He's playing in the 4-ball.
What's the 4-ball?
In 4-ball, each member of a two-man team plays his own ball, so 4 balls are in play on every hole. Each team counts the lowest of its 2 scores on each hole, and the team who has the player with the lowest score wins the hole.
Oh,
okay.
And then what's
so Brooks
Saturday?
is playing by himself, basically.
There's foursomes, which is each team playing 1 ball per hole. With
alternate shot?
Scramble?
Yeah,
Alternate
alternate
shot. Yeah.
But they label it foursomes, and then singles. All singles matches.
Wait, so is Brooks playing on Friday?
He is, but I think he's playing in the afternoon.
Got it.
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Fully certain either, but I saw those 4 announcements, and he wasn't on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice. Brooks is going to dominate in the afternoon.
And Max, this is home track as an Italian.
Yep, and not a P.
Nope.
We can't say that.
Nope. There's trust me, there's plenty bigger perverts in Italy than Max Homa.
Mm-hmm. R.I.P. Silvio Berlusconi.
Mm-hmm. The GOAT.
The GOAT pervert.
He was to perverts what Commander is to dogs.
Yes, the GOAT pervert. All right, let's get to our great interview with Booger McFarland. By the way, my electricity cut out in the last 5 minutes, so I joined back in, but that's why I probably sound different for the last question, the rowback question. So my apologies. It is brought to you by our friends at Hooters. Hooters is serving up 2 new bundles this football season. The fan favorite comes with 10 wings, fries, and a drink for $16.99. If you're with your friends or feeding a crowd, check out the home team spread, 15 bone-in, 16 boneless, fries, buffalo chicken dip, and a pitcher of beer for $41.99. Valid at participating locations only, so check with your local Hooters. We also have a Barstool exclusive offer for Hoot Club Rewards members. Download the Hooters app, enter in coupon code BARSTOOL23 for $5 off your order of $15 or more. Valid at participating locations only, so check with your local Hooters. Download the Hooters app, enter Barstool23 for $5 of $15, and try the new football bundle at Hooters. Hooters, great wings, great food, great ambiance. It's where football happens. So go right now. Check out your local Hooters. Enter in coupon code BARSTOOL23 for $5 off your order of $15 or more. Valid at participating locations only. So check with your local Hooters. Okay, here he is, Booger McFarland.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest, one of our favorite guests in the entire world. It is Booger McFarland, talking football. We have a lot of things we want to ask you. But we have to start with this Sunday. You're calling the London game, but you're doing it in a little different way. Is that right?
Yeah, doing the Toy Story version. So this is going to be a fun deal because I've never been a cartoon. And so for the first time, I get to be animated. And so you're going to see and hear animated Boog also calling football. So it's going to be fun, man.
So are you in the suit that they give you? Because I'm actually very excited. I'm gonna try to test this out and see if my kids will watch football with me via the animation. Are you going to be in like one of those live action green suits with the balls on it? Because I mean, we're just watching right now. If people are watching on the YouTube, Boog has already had to towel off his face and his torso. Yeah. Are you in trouble with this suit? I'm worried about you.
Well, first of all, I'm worried about myself. I've already told them that the AC needs to be at like 62 because I got to be in this suit, first of all, as you said. And they said it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get in the suit and put all the little balls on it. And I'm saying to myself, why does it take 30 to 40 minutes? They were like, well, it's a little tight. I'm like, whoa. I said, first of all, Boog don't do tight. Like, I don't wear spandex. Like, it's something I just don't do. They're like, no, but it's very breathable. And I'm like, really, guys? They're like, yeah. And so the dude that did the NATL version, he was telling me about it. And he said that the suit is actually very comfortable. I said, dude, you're 6'170". Everything is comfortable for you. Okay, I'm 6'1", 280. I said, I need AC. I need the studio like on 62. So I've already told them the studio's got to be very cold. But I'm excited. It's the first time I'll be motion captured and the first time I'll be animated. So I don't know how it's going to look. Hopefully the facial features resemble kind of a cartoon character. Hopefully not Fat Albert, maybe somewhere in between. That's kind of what I'm hoping.
So it's going to be fun. I remember watching the NHL broadcast, and it was awesome. It was very fun to watch. Have you thought about what you're going to do in case there's like a fight that breaks out on the field? Are we going to have like little Toy Story characters like hitting each other in the head with their helmets?
Well, I'm hoping at that point, like we go to like a commercial or something, because the kids don't need to see that, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Hopefully they realize that we're in a situation where we're trying to promote something kid worthy, and the Jags and the Falcons will be on their best behavior.
Yeah. Do you know what character you're going to be?
No. So I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to be a character. So they're going to animate me as Boog, and then the guy Drew Carter is going to be himself, and then all the Jacksonville Jaguar players and the Falcons players are going to be themselves. But the Toy Story characters are going to be in and around. So, like, you're going to see Slinky Dog, and you're going to see Jesse and Woody and Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Like, they're going to be doing different things around the game. But the actual people, myself, Drew, the Jaguars, the Falcons, their coaches, they're going to be themselves.
I can't wait to see cartoon so Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
Yeah, I now I can tell my kids, like, I know that guy who's talking to us on the TV. All right, so let's talk some football. You get credit, and this hurts me to start here, but you get credit because you were someone that I noticed was like, hey, Justin Fields isn't ready. It's not working right now. So tell me, is it over for Justin Fields with the Bears, and what you actually are seeing week in and week out with this Bears offense?
Number one, yes, it's over. Because I think we've seen a big enough sample size to know that there hasn't been enough improvement to say I want to see more. And we can blame the offensive coordinator. Luke Getsy is not great. Like, he's not the second coming of Sean McVay or Sean Payton or some of these innovative guys like Andy Reid. But there are plays there to be made, and Justin Fields just doesn't make them. In the NFL, in order to be an average quarterback, you have to make the layups. Like, you got to make your free throws. You got to make the layups. Those are Kirk Cousins type plays. If you want to be special, you got to make turnaround threes like Steph Curry. That's Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Well, Justin Fields struggles to make layups and free throws. And those are the things that concern me. If you can't make the layups and the free throws, then I'm not concerned that you can make the alley-oop dunk. Like, the alley-oop dunk is what we all see when he does the runs and he goes for 60 and it's on SportsCenter and everybody's like, there we go, Justin Fields. And I'm like, okay, you can't survive like that. Look at Trey Lance. Like, anytime a quarterback is living by running the football, that quarterback can't survive. So I've seen enough. I just don't think that in Chicago it's going to work. And the fans have probably seen enough. That's why I don't think bringing a new coordinator is going to change. I mean, let me ask you. You're the biggest Chicago fan I know. Would you be willing to see more of Justin Fields if there were a different coordinator?
No. And I think you nailed it. Like, it is, I root for the guy. I wanted the guy to be good. He seems like an awesome dude. But I think it's a combo of broken all around. So I don't put all the blame on him, but I also am realistic now. I wasn't before the season started. I'm realistic now that the progression that you needed to see just isn't there. And if the Bears are going to be as bad as they look right now, which I think they will be for the rest of the season, you have a chance to draft someone in a Caleb Williams or Drake May that you can't pass up and just say, oh, well, hopefully Justin Fields will figure it out. And so, unfortunately, I think it's over. And I think that you have to start looking to the next thing and understand, like, the biggest mistake you could make right now if you're the Bears is making a mistake and then extending the mistake and being like, well, we'll fix even more, because, like, it's a mistake. It's already fucked up the Bears this year. So figure out a way to move on from that. It's kind of like the Cardinals with Josh Rosen. They're like, hey, this isn't working out. We got to go get Kyler Murray. And they did that a year later. So figuring out a way out of a mistake is almost as important as realizing that the mistake is there and not telling yourself that you can continue down this road.
Yeah, I think you said a lot there to basically agree with me, and I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And I said I give you credit because you were saying it before the season and you were honest about it, and I appreciate your honesty. I obviously was a fool and blinded by faith and hope.
Well, if you remember in the preseason, he threw the couple of screen passes one to DJ Moore, one to the running back. They went like 70 yards, and everybody's like, Justin Fields, MVP.
Yep.
And I'm like, I mean, I can throw the screen pass, and I can't play quarterback worth a damn. So, like, I wasn't wowed by that. At the end of the day, guys, it's really simple. Like, judging a quarterback isn't hard, but it is hard. If you're a fan at home, ask yourself this. Can my quarterback make good decisions? Is he accurate with the football? And can he deliver the football on time?
Mm-hmm.
If your quarterback can't do those three things, it doesn't matter what else he can do. If he can't do those three, at the end of the day, you don't really have a quarterback. It's why Chad Pennington could play in the NFL for a long time, because he was accurate and he made good decisions. Chad Pennington couldn't throw it through a wet paper bag.
Right.
He couldn't. He ran like 5 flat in the 40, but it doesn't matter because he was accurate and he made really good decisions. So he played in the NFL. Justin Fields can't do that consistently enough.
So another quarterback that has trouble with, I would say, all three of those facets of the game, maybe more, would be Zach Wilson.
Yes.
And it's gotten to the point where now teams, like opposing defenses, when they get ready to face him, have to hold back laughter when talking about who they're going up against and what they have to prepare for. And I'm sure you saw that clip, but it's like you don't want to give the other guy bulletin board material, and you've been coached to not give him bulletin board material, but everything that you say can't help but be a knock against their passing offense. So you've been on some pretty good defenses in the past. You've had some average quarterback play that you've been around sometimes where the defense was like expected to carry the team. What's that like in the locker room when you have a great defense and then everybody knows that the quarterback might not be the guy that's, he's not playing up to the same level as the D. So the D is going to be expected to carry everything. What's that like in the locker room?
Well, first and foremost, as a defense, you better be sharp every day. Like, you better come to work every day and be ready to dot the I's and cross the T's. You better be on your job. Second thing is you try to encourage the quarterback. And as long as the quarterback is doing everything he can do, I can live with the mistakes. Here's what I mean by that. I mean, he's saying the right thing in the media. He's coming to work on time. I see him in the film room. I see him working hard at practice. I see him doing everything he possibly can. And then if you still suck, then guess what? At least I know you're doing everything you can. And all I want you to do is just give me everything you got, because that's all you can do. Now, it's up to the coaches and the general manager to put somebody else out there. But as long as you're out there, you got to give me everything you got. And so I'm going to tell you, hey, man, we believe in you. I want you to continue to work hard. Now, where the defense really starts to look at the guy sideways is kind of the reason we're in this situation. If you remember last year, Zach Wilson got to the podium and said it wasn't his fault. Well, if it's not your fault, then whose fault is it, big guy? And that's when a defensive player is going to look at him like, hey, dude, like, you just lost us the game. Accept responsibility so we can move on. And so I think Zach learned from that. And I think that's the reason why Aaron Rodgers was in New York in the first place, is because they realized Zach wasn't ready. So I really don't think it's Zach's fault that Zach is back in this situation again. I think it's the Jets' fault that they decided to make Zach the number 2, realizing or hoping that Aaron Rodgers was going to make it through the entire season. But defensively, you got to be ready to dominate, man. Like, John Gruden got to Tampa and he told us, hey, you guys think you're a great defense. We said, yeah. He's like, here's the one thing you guys don't do. Y'all don't score touchdowns. So guess what we did that year? We scored 9 touchdowns on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what we did.
Yeah.
It's really like you got to be able to do more as a defense. And so far, the Jets defense hasn't done enough. If you look at the Dallas Cowboy game, they gave up a ton of points. If you look at the Patriot game, they gave up. Sauce Gardner gives up a big play to the tight end down the seam. That was his responsibility. So we can't point fingers at the quarterback when we're not doing our job. That's what I would say to my defense if we're in that locker room.
Yeah, we're not scoring touchdowns either. Look at the man in the mirror. That's what has to happen at this point. Is like the defense has to become your offense. You just big guyed Zach Wilson too. I
like that.
That means a lot. Yeah, listen, big guy. It seems like what you can say about Zach Wilson is he is doing like the small stuff. I think it seems like his teammates like him this season. Last year might have been a different story when he was allocating blame, but this year it seems like his teammates like him. So you're right. It's not. I don't think it's Zach's fault anymore. Zach is who he is. It's the team's fault for not getting somebody else in there and recognizing, like Big Cat was talking about earlier, okay, we made a mistake. Let's move on from that mistake right now before it costs us the entire season.
Yeah, and unfortunately for the Jets, and you talk about that comment, I think that was Willie Gay, the linebacker for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like, in that locker room, the Chiefs players are saying, hey, man, there's no way we can lose to Zach Wilson unless we just absolutely go out there and screw it up. And so he's trying his best not to give them bulletin board material by saying that. That's why he caught himself and laughed and tried to kind of clean it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, everybody knows that the Jets have to play a perfect game in order to compete with Kansas City Sunday night. That they got to play a perfect game, meaning they got to get sack calls, fumbles on defense. They got to get a couple of turnovers from Patrick Mahomes. And then Zach Wilson is going to have to hit Garrett Wilson over the top for a couple of bombs. They might need a special teams touchdown. And even if they get all of that, it still might not be enough just because that's how good Patrick Mahomes is.
So from your experience, both playing and then covering the game and talking to guys, how tense does it get between a defense and an offense on the same team? Because I think that is something that the casual fan might not realize, that you're on the same team, but you don't really guys aren't like mingling as much as you think when it comes to defense and offense. You're kind of staying with your group, your position group, your side of the ball. How tense does it get when the defense, if they start scoring touchdowns, if they, giving up 15 points to the Patriots, you should be able to win an NFL game if you only give up 15 points. So at what point do you think that tension starts to bubble over where it's like, you guys aren't doing your job, we're doing ours, this is bullshit?
It only gets tense when the offense starts to make comments. Meaning if the offense is humble and they're quiet and they're like, hey, man, we're not pulling our end of the bargain here, and we're going to go out and we're going to continue. Like if they continue to have confidence and continue to go out and work hard, then it doesn't bother the defense. But if the offense starts to kind of pop off a little bit, starts to not work hard in practice, starts to be late to a meeting or two, and they say something in the media like, hey, yeah, I know we're not playing well, but I mean, our defense gave up 21. At that point, that's when the divisive atmosphere starts to be created, because everybody knows the obvious. Like, we're all human, but we're going to support our teammates as long as our teammates understand, hey, we're not doing our job, and be humble about it. Like, just don't be an asshole and say, hey, man, y'all got to do more as a defense. Right now, we're not very good offensively. Okay, well, duh, we already know that. But don't come out and put us on blast if we make a mistake or two. Prime example, let's just say if and I'm not saying this happened, but for example, if Garrett Wilson would have said, man, we could have beat the New England Patriots if only Sauce Gardner doesn't give up that play. At that point, like, those are fighting words. Those are words that cost us the next day of practice, when we're going to come in and we're like, hey, man, like, it's going to be a lot of tension in that locker room. I don't think the Jets have that now. I think Robert Saleh understands. He's a defensive coach also. So let's not forget. It's not like you have an offensive coach running this team. You have a defensive coach that understands my defense has to be held to a higher standard. And just, full disclosure, he knows that. Like, I've talked to Coach Saleh. He knows his defense has to play better, and he said they will.
Yeah. All right. So I'm happy we had you on, because probably the hottest story this week in the NFL is the Tush Push, the Eagles Tush Push. Two-part question. One, do you have any problem with the play? And two, as a defensive player and watching defense, how the hell do you stop it?
I do not have a problem with the play. However, it is a contradictory play, because they told us we couldn't push the defenders on defense when it's time to block a field goal. Like, they told us we couldn't do that. So it's okay for the offense to push the quarterback, but as a defender, we can't push the tackles to go block the field goal. So it's so contradictory by the NFL. I don't have a problem with it. I believe football is hard, and if something is working, it's your job as a defense to stop it. Now, how do you stop it? It's really simple. I think that the defensive tackles have to get down very, very low and take out those offensive linemen. And then you have to have linebackers that are willing to come over the top and with forearms and elbows and just go right at the quarterback. I'm not saying hit him in the head, but you're trying to go at his ribs, go at his throat, like, hit the quarterback. The way you make the quarterback stop running is you physically assault him, because he's a runner at that point. He's not a quarterback, he's a runner. So you have to physically hit the dude. Understand that if you physically hit him and you bring bodily harm, then he'll tell his coach, hey, man, like, we might want to cancel that. It's like Patrick Mahomes. He'll never run another quarterback sneak again. Never. After he dislocated his kneecap, he'll never run another one again. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that you want to intentionally injure somebody, but you have to physically hit the quarterback.
Yeah. Stephen Che. Did you hear your boy Stephen Che? He went off on Jalen Hurts in the heat of the moment. He was like, I want him hurt. I want you to hurt him. And word got back to Jalen Hurts about it.
he was not happy. So Stephen Che just gave Jalen Hurts bulletin board material.
Well, that's not nice by Steve. But by the way, I'm not familiar with Stephen, but I see him in a lot of places, in a lot of forums, and he seems to be very popular. Kind of give me the origin of him, please.
Well, he used to be one of our ad ops guys, and he was in charge of telling us, okay, here's the ad read that you have to do at this point. And then he's become content where he's like a fantasy football guy. And he's like the embodiment of every guy that you would see in like a Buffalo Wild Wings fantasy football draft commercial. Wears his jersey everywhere.
He was built in a lab. He was built in a football lab. He found out about Barstool because of the one time I went on Mike and Mike. So he found Barstool. He's like, wow, there's something other than ESPN. He doesn't when we asked him, he didn't know that there was a war going on in Russia and Ukraine for like the first 3 months because Adam Schefter hadn't reported it. That's Stephen Che.
Okay, enough said. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, why isn't there an Adam Schefter but for like world events? And we're like, Steven, you're talking about the news. You just watch the news, Steven. But yeah, it's a fun play. I like the play. I say keep running until it gets stopped and stop complaining about it because you can do it too on offense. And you're right. Like on defense, they call leverage, they call pushing. Like the rule should be both ways. It should not just favor the offense on that one. But I had a question for you about Mac Jones. So it seems like there's enough body of evidence out there to say that Mac Jones loves hitting people in their penis. And he's done it like 3 times. He's tried to slide tackle guys in their nuts twice. And then he just reached out and hit Sauce right in his sauce. And it's pretty obvious that he's a dirty player. I don't think he's good enough to be dirty. And if I were on his team, especially if I were on defense, I would be pissed off because now it's open season on my penis. Because this guy won't stop touching other people's crotches. How do you feel about his play? And have you ever played with a player that has, goes over that line?
Well, hopefully that I don't even really know how to, as a teammate, to respond to Mac. I don't even know how you start that conversation. Like, hey man, are you okay? Like that would be my first question. Guys who do that usually are guys that if a real fight broke out, they can't win. So they're looking for a way to end the fight early. And so how do you end the fight early with a guy? Because if you hit any guy correctly in that spot, they're not fighting for at least 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. So typically guys who go for the crotch are guys that are trying to avoid fisticuffs and avoid getting hit in the mouth, and they're trying to get away. Now, because guys who really want to fight, guys don't do that because guys who really want to fight don't go to that point. They go up high where we can handle it like men. I don't know if Mac could win a fight. And so Mac is trying to continue what probably he's continued throughout his entire life. Mac has probably been in a couple fights, and the way he ended those fights early, he just kind of gave the guy, a nice little 4 fingers and a thumb to the place that no guy wants to get it,
Mm-hmm. Oh man, it feels like it's happened more than a few times. Other defensive question I wanted to ask you, and we're gonna find out on Sunday because the Bills do have a good defense. But how the fuck do you stop the Dolphins? They're so fast. Every time I watch them, it looks like we're in fast forward when they're on offense because it's just impossible to guard that type of team speed. So if you're a defensive coordinator, what the hell are you trying to figure out to stop this team?
Well, it's amazing that you asked that question because I've faced a team like that. You remember the Greatest Show on Turf? Yep. Everybody said they couldn't be stopped. Yep. Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, Ricky Prohl, unstoppable. They're scoring 40. It's the greatest show we've ever seen. For 3.5 quarters. Actually, until the 5 minutes left in the game, we held them to 5 points.
The NFC Championship game, right? Yeah.
And 99 NFC Championship game. And listen, and here's how you do it. And I get it, the game has changed, and the game is a little different now. But essentially, the principles are the same. You can't give up the big play. I mean, you got to keep the ball in front of you, all right? You have to disrupt the speed. Speed is only good when it's moving uninterrupted, if you follow me, okay? Imagine somebody running track and they had to stop and start and run around things. They wouldn't be as fast. So you got to interrupt the receivers. You got to bang them. You got to hit them. You got to disrupt their routes. You got to disrupt the continuity of the offense. That's how we beat the St. Louis Rams. Okay, we weren't going to allow them to get in rhythm. And then at the end of the day, you hit the quarterback. All right, prime example. First play of the game, Torrey Holt catches a slant. Derek Brooks hits him in the ribs and cracked his ribs. We didn't worry about Torrey Holt the rest of the day. All right. So at that point, the greatest show on turf knew it was going to be business. And it wasn't a dirty hit. It was a shoulder into the ribs, and he cracked his ribs and he was coughing up blood. And so we beat the hell out of them physically, man. The Dolphins are kind of like the Golden State Warriors, man. Like they want to get out and fast break and no look three and, no look shovel pass. Man, make it a fist fight. Mm-hmm. Hit them in the mouth. Like hit the quarterback. The one thing Tua has not had happen to him this year, he hasn't been hit in the mouth. Their offensive line isn't great. It's better than it's a little bit above average, but it's not great. And so I think when they go against the upper echelon teams that can rush the passer with 4 guys, Philadelphia, San Francisco, even the Rams to a certain point, and I know this sounds crazy, but the Rams can pressure you with 4 guys. Like when you can pressure that offense with 4 dudes, we're not going to see the same offense. And let's remember that Bill Belichick had that offense in check on Sunday night.
Yep.
So I know we're going to go crazy because the hapless Broncos give up 70. They're a really good team. I don't think they're unstoppable.
Yeah. What's crazy about the Dolphins team is not only do they have that speed on the outside, but it seems like their running game's really good too. Like very, very good. And you talked about their offensive line. Is it just the scheme? Is it the scheme that makes this rushing attack so good? Or could they, if they had to, if your receivers are getting banged up, if Tua is getting hit a lot, could they rely on just being a running team and be pretty good offensively?
Yeah, they could because of the scheme that they run. It's a zone-based scheme that they do a lot of motion. They get a lot of different. They out-leverage you with a lot of different angles. And let's not forget, Mike McDaniel was the run game coordinator in San Francisco before he got the job. So his major, so to speak, is running the football. So they can run the football with the best of them. And those backs are so fast, they're not running your typical power plays. Like they want to get those backs going downhill, one cut and go. So, yeah, like they are really, really good. But the NFL has always been a copycat league. Like this is nothing we haven't seen before. Anytime you look at offensive football, the greatest show on turf might be the best offense that I've ever seen, where you have Hall of Fame back, Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame receiver. Like you got guys that are all world. Like they're not that, but they got a lot of fast dudes that people have yet to figure out. I don't have to be afraid of their speed. I need to speed is one of those things where you don't back up off of it. You got to get in speed's face. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like you got to get up on it and disrupt it a little bit. And people are scared to play it that way.
I like that.
Get that on a quote card. Yeah. Get in speed's face.
Booger is being brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily on Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. I've been going on Cars.com looking at some El Caminos. Actually, I looked at an El Camino earlier this week on Tuesday, saw it in person, heard it hum. Love Cars.com. They make car shopping so easy. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? And now here's more Booger McFarland.
It sounds to me like you're saying that the Dolphins might not be built for winter weather.
Ooh. I don't know if they are built for a physical matchup in winter weather. We'll see. I don't know if the cold weather has anything to do with it. I think it has to do with, is there a team that's going to make them feel like the game is kind of mucked up? And will the weather play a factor in that? Sure, it can. But it's more important for that team to kind of make them feel like, okay, prime example, it would be like the Golden State Warriors going against the bad boy Pistons. Like, that's how you need to play Miami. Like, you need to be physical with them. You need Rick Mahorn just kind of slapping the hell out of somebody. Like, you need all that going on to disrupt what they do.
Mm-hmm. What's a team that has surprised you through 3 weeks, good or bad? Good or bad?
Good. They like how good the Arizona Cardinals are playing, mm-hmm. and how much they're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about these guys. They didn't get their quarterback until like 2 weeks before the season started.
I know.
And everybody's like, hey, they're going to start Clayton Tune. No, they'll start Josh Dobbs, and he just got here. I don't even know if he has a place to stay. They didn't even have his jersey in the team store, and he's a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So, like, that's been a surprise. How bad the Broncos are, like Sean Payton. I mean, that's Sean Payton has spent a lot of time worrying about a lot of things besides football here lately, and it's kind of coming back to bite him in you know what. How bad the Vikings are. You know, it's amazing how last year the Vikings were, 11-0 in one-score games, and this year they can't win one.
Yeah.
And, you know, all the rumblings about Kirk Cousins. The New York Giants playing through early on, it's almost like they're trying to validate the contract or lack thereof in Saquon because they were playing through Daniel Jones a little bit. That's kind of a surprise. I know Brian Daboll. I think he'll get that fixed, but it's still early, man. Like, kind of like baseball, people say you look up at Memorial Day and then you kind of know who's good. Well, in football, you kind of look up at Halloween and you kind of figure out who's good and who you can count on. And I think we're still starting to figure that out. Prime example, like the Bengals are 1-2. Mm-hmm. Is anybody ready to write the Bengals off?
Definitely not. I'm ready to put a future on them. I'm ready to put a future on them to win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Well, that might be a bit much. Okay, but it's still early. That's my point. It's still early.
Yeah. Are we officially writing the Chargers off? Because I saw your tweet the other day. You said Brandon Staley, sir. You sirred him. Brandon Staley, sir. You are one incompetent coach. I don't care what happens for the rest of the game. Anytime you sir a guy, that's basically saying like I hate your guts. So
dude, how bad is he, man? Like, come on, man. Seriously. Like, how many times does he have to hit 19 in blackjack for us to say this guy can't get it done? Like, come on, dude. Like, at some point, I get the analytics, but man, come on, dude. Like, and on top of that, like, forget the analytics. Let's just say you believe in what he's doing. All right. What is his specialty supposed to be?
Defense.
And their defense is terrible.
Awful. They can't hit the quarterback. They can't get to the quarterback. And that's what the team was like. It was based on in the past couple of years. Obviously, Herbert is a very, very good quarterback. They've got weapons at running back, weapons at wide receiver. They should be on paper a great team, but now the defense isn't getting it done and you're taking these same chances. And yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think he put himself firmly on the hot seat. Like he should be fired after that game, regardless of the fact that they won.
I don't know how he made it to this year because Sean Payton reportedly wanted that job, and he didn't. You know, he wanted Justin Herbert and not Russell Wilson, which you can't blame him for that. But they decided to keep him, and now the Chargers are 1-2, and you know he's still standing behind some of those decisions he's making. I don't know how, especially losing Mike Williams, and I get it. I get what's going on. They got Quentin Johnson, the big receiver out of TCU, to take Mike Williams' place. But, man, something's missing with the Chargers. Like, they always have all the talent, the powder blues. Everybody gets excited. But, like, Joey Bosa hasn't been great lately. Khalil Mack, hadn't really heard from him since he left Chicago, Big Cat. I mean, like what's going on? Like, it just seems like something is amiss out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the Chargers. That's kind of what it is. We just put our hands up and like they're the Chargers. That's how they're going to lose these games. College football, real quick, because you do a lot of college football. Take out Georgia. Who's winning the national title? Who's your team? I mean, I think it's been one of the best seasons so far through 1 month with Dion, the Pac-12, everything. So many storylines. But what team do you have your eyes on? Is like that team's going to win the national title? Not named Georgia.
I don't know if Georgia's going to win it, number one.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
I think Texas is really good. Their defense. I think Texas has probably the most impressive win of the season going into Tuscaloosa beating Alabama. Florida State's legit. Like I just think that like they're tough. They're gritty. They got a quarterback that's been there and done that. Mike Norvell. It's amazing he was left for dead and how he used the transfer portal to come back. So Florida State's good. USC, I don't know if they can stop a nosebleed until I see their defense play a little bit better. And I know it's played better this season, but I got to see it a little bit more consistently. You talk about a future, Big Cat. I'm going to give you one, and I want you to go put whatever you want to put on, and me and you'll share it.
Okay.
On the Washington Huskies.
Already did. 20-1. You get a cut.
Perfect. Michael Penix is legit. I think their schedule is very favorable. They're going to score 40 on everybody. And I just think nobody's going to pay attention to them. Now, everybody's going to point to the last time we saw Washington and Alabama beat them, 28-0 or whatever back in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. Two things. One, I think they're so much better now. And two, I don't think there's a team as physically dominant as that Alabama team was then. So this is the most wide open season we've ever seen in college football. I think there's 6 or 7 teams that can win it. Ohio State, they got a lot of flash, but I thought what Lou Holtz said, even though Ryan Day, he went crazy. I'm not sure why, but there was some validity. Think about the last couple of times Michigan has won. They physically beat them up at the line of scrimmage. Like they rushed for 200 yards. So there's some validity to what Lou Holtz said, even though Ryan Day kind of, took offense to it. So I got to see what Ohio State does when they get against a physical team. Who else? Oregon. Are you really a believer in Bo Nix? I don't know.
This is the year.
I'm not. Well, okay. So was the last couple. You know what I'm saying?
I know. It's been great though. You're right. There are so many good teams right now. Are you a Deion believer? He's the lightning rod of college football through 1 month. Do you think that we've given too much praise to him, or because it does feel it's a story that we see all the time in sports. Media builds someone up, and then if they lose, media breaks him down. I have trust in Deion. I think he's building something that is going to be phenomenal in a couple of years here. But do you have any Coach Prime fatigue?
No, because my company is the one that kind of has all the commercials running and all that. So I don't have fatigue because, I get it. I understand what's going on. Deion took a team that was 1-11. He's already won 3 games. What is he? 3-1, 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what his record is right now.
3-1. Yeah,
3-1. Probably not looking great to win this weekend. So let's just say he's 3-2, and then there are a bunch of winnable games after that. Deion takes. If I told you before the season he takes a 1-11 team to a bowl game, what would everybody say? Everybody would be like, "Oh, there's no way." People will be ecstatic because nobody envisioned that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think Colorado goes to the bowl game. I think Deion is great for college football. And I think the reason why some people are bothered is because he does it a different way. Mm-hmm. He does it the untraditional way. See, we're used to the Saban press conference and, hey, guys, here's what we're doing. We're not used to the coach coming up with the shades on. We're not used to a coach asking for theme music. We're not used to a coach having so many celebrities around. That goes against the old guard, man. And that's the reason people don't like it. Because think about what college football is built on. Tradition, passion, the Grove, Tiger Stadium, all these things that college football is built on. Deion is making things new. Okay, so Saturdays are different now. Okay, Saturdays start different. Saturdays now. Hey, they start early in the morning with Big Cat teasing America with his donuts, and then they move to Lee Corso putting on a head. Well, I'm just saying, it starts with you with the donuts. It starts with you with the donuts and you teasing America every week, like, hey, America, let's have a day. And America knows that you're trying to be healthy, but you keep teasing America. And then we move to Corso. Corso puts the hat on and he goes apeshit crazy. And then at that point, away we go. So that's how my Saturdays always go. And people always come to me like, hey, are you going to get your boy under control? I'm like, listen, he's a grown man. He's a father of 3. I try to do everything I can, but there's really nothing else I can do. And so that's what Saturdays have become, and Deion is just a part of that.
Yeah. It's a tradition unlike any other.
I love when Ralphie comes running out too. That's one of my favorite traditions in sports. When they just turn the buffalo loose on the field, and they're like, okay, just go run around for a while. Hopefully nobody gets hurt this time.
Did you know Ralphie was a female?
Yes. Because a male, you couldn't control a male in that setting.
Ralphie's a girl boss.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until like a couple of weeks ago when we had so much content on Deion. We were discussing the gender of the buffalo.
Yeah, no, she's definitely a girl. Deion's going to have her coming out in like Uggs at some point this year. Uggs with like a big chain on, running around the field. And I love Deion. He does get people talking about college football. And then when coaches clap back at him,
then that's fair game too, and it's good for everybody. I think. Also,
let me ask you this: Did you have a problem with what the Oregon coach said? Because I thought it was. First of all, I didn't have a problem with it. Second of all, I thought it was great content that Oregon put out the pregame speech.
No problem whatsoever. He was doing his job as a head coach. You think he's going to like fire his guys up in the locker room by being like, "Hey guys, we all need to respect Deion Sanders and the program that he's building in Colorado. So let's go out there and we'll do our best, but I really hope for the sake of college football that Colorado is able to compete today." No, fuck no. You're going to talk shit about your opponent. That's what you do.
And on top of that, I love that Dan Lanning afterwards said, "Hey, thank you, Colorado." Like, people are talking about Oregon because of what Deion Sanders is doing. It's like a prize fight, when there's one guy who's pushing the pay-per-views more than the other, and the other guy wins. He's like, I got to, I'm not the pay-per-view guy, but now we got eyeballs watching our team and respecting our team. It's a symbiotic relationship that Deion's good for college football.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I'm not going to let you get off that easy. Since we did mention the donuts, I always ask you this every time I'm on. Mm-hmm. How much are we? How much weight have we lost since the last time I was on?
Okay, so I actually have lost a little weight. PFT can attest this. I'm trying to just eat a little bit less. So I am down to 243-ish in the morning. Walking around weight a little bit higher, but that's about 7 pounds. So I'm on the road. I'm doing okay.
He is doing better, but you know things aren't in a good place when you answer the question by saying how much you weigh in the morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, everyone knows this hack. I know what my walking around weight is, but I know that when I get on the scale, before I take a piss, before I drink water, I'm getting on the scale, taking off my shirt, taking off my watch, get as light as possible. That's my weight.
Yeah, that's it. And first of all, it's not your true weight if you don't get naked. Like I've never weighed at home with clothes on. Like I literally go in the bathroom. I have a scale in the bathroom, and the first thing I do, and I don't weigh myself every day. I'm not at that point, but like probably twice a week, I'll go in the bathroom. I want to take a dump first. That's number one. Yep. And as soon as I finish that, I continue because I don't have my clothes on. I take the dump naked. I jump on the scale. And I weigh myself, and that is your true weight. So what happens the rest of the day doesn't really count. FYI.
Doesn't count.
Like once you drink water, doesn't count.
Doesn't count. Yeah, I do the trick sometimes where I'll weigh myself at night with like my clothes on, my phone in my pocket, like maybe even put a dumbbell in my hand and be like, oh, well, that's probably like 20 extra pounds. I'm fine. So I do that trick sometimes, every now and then.
You got to get rid of all your fluids before you weigh in.
Yes.
Every single one, just leaking out of every orifice.
Well, two things. Number one, I'm somewhat proud of you that you've lost some weight.
Thank you.
Hopefully you continue. Now that you're a father of 3, man, just think about it. By the time your kids get to be teenagers, you want to be able to walk around and run around and catch the football and shoot some basketball with them. So make sure that you keep that weight below 275. That's number one. And number two. I mean, I keep hearing about this Stella Blue coffee, and I haven't had any. I'm a coffee guy. Well, shit, you said, please send me some, and I'm a coffee drinker.
All right, you're gonna text me your address. I'm gonna send you some right now
because I don't drink Starbucks, and so I am a coffee guy, and most people like the coffee that's closest to my house is Dunkin' Donuts, and it's convenient, so I'll grab it, but I want to try some of this Stella Blue coffee, man, because you're a friend. Have the utmost respect for what you've done with that brand and what you guys do, and I want to support you, man.
I think Big Cat froze out. Yeah, I'll answer for Big Cat. He's going to send you some coffee. Do you like flavor? Do you like pumpkin spice? Do you like apple crisp, or do you want just the straight stuff?
Big guy, I want straight coffee. Like I don't need French vanilla. Like my wife drinks all that. She's like, hey, get me a coffee. 4 shots of French vanilla, some caramel, some syrup on top. I'm like, this is not coffee anymore. This is a dessert.
Booger, so you're a workout maniac. You're banging waters all the time. You look like you're in good shape right now. I'm always looking at you. I'm like, damn, Booger. He looks more svelte. He looks more streamlined, aerodynamic than he did the last time. What's your diet like? What is Booger? Do you have a cheat day where you go nuts?
Yeah, so I'll give you my entire week. Like it's really simple. Like I don't eat breakfast in the morning. I drink, and it's kind of, I know you guys laugh at banging the waters. So the reason that I'm able to kind of get away with it is because I drink all my fluids first thing in the morning. And so I'm drinking 7-8 bottles of water. Like right now, I got some watermelon juice I'm drinking. I try to drink all my fluids before like 1 or 2 o'clock. And I usually eat my first meal every day between 2 and 3. And it's usually like protein, vegetables, whatever. And then whatever my wife cooks or whatever we get for dinner, I eat that like at 7:30 or 8. I'll eat that. My biggest issue is always late at night. And so I have to have something to snack on, if I'm up at like 10 or 11. And usually that's cashews or like some grapes. And I do that, man, when I'm at home. I do that every day. Now, when I go on the road to ESPN, it gets a little difficult. But I usually have a salad on Saturdays. And my cheat day or my cheat meal is Saturday night after I get done with Big Cat's, Donuts, Corso, Dion. I get done with all that. Saturday night, I have a double cheeseburger wrap with bacon, sweet potato fries, and a side of calamari. That's what I eat usually Saturday night at 10 o'clock.
My power went out. My power went out.
It looks like your internet froze. Don't blame the power.
No, my power. Pay your bills, the whole room.
Pay your bills.
My whole room went blank. All right, I have one last question because my power went out. It's a Roback question. RHOBACK.com. Use promo code TAKE 20% off your first purchase. Roback.com. Promo code TAKE 20% off. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, everything. Roback.com. Who's your Super Bowl champ, Booger?
Super Bowl champ. San Francisco 49ers. And it's going to be an amazing thing to see Debo and Trent Williams walk out next to the dude with the big boom box at the Super Bowl. That's going to be the most amazing show. Probably be a little bit better than Usher at halftime. By the way, tell me first thought when you heard Usher halftime. First thought
should have been Miley Cyrus.
Taylor Swift not big enough to be the Super Bowl halftime performer.
Well, she turned it down. That's number one.
No, not big enough.
I heard Goodell turned her down.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, she's not big enough yet.
Not big enough yet. Okay, all right. Miley Cyrus, Usher, I'm all for it. I just, when I first heard it, I wasn't like, wow, here we go.
Right. Usher isn't football. Some musical artists are football. And Usher is just, he's too smooth. He's too, like his songs, they don't fire me up to watch more football.
And Miley Cyrus does?
Oh, yeah. Miley fires me up for a lot of stuff, Booger. You seen her in that leather suit? Artistically, I'm not talking sexually or anything weird or creepy. I'm very normal. But in terms of like her music, she's got bangers.
Yeah. Okay. No, I haven't seen that, nor have I listened to much of her music, so I can't confirm or deny that.
My friend, you would enjoy Miley. Just give her a shot.
I will at some point. Hopefully before I leave this earth, I will.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Boog, thank you. Sorry my power went out.
Hey, man, it's all good. Always enjoy being on with you guys, man. Continue doing what you're doing. I'll shoot you that address. And because of that, I've also heard your commercial with the Roback. I'm gonna buy a couple of Roback T-shirts also. If they can make you feel comfortable, they must be good.
Yes,
they're really good.
I'm wearing it right now. Got the T-shirt on right now. There we go.
Yep, this is a Roback right here too. It's the only collared shirt I wear.
Yeah,
I'm glad you have a shirt on with sleeves today. That's number one.
I didn't want to show you up.
Thank you, Boog. You're the best.
All good, man. Y'all have a good one, fellas.
Booger was brought to you by The League. It's one of our favorite sponsors. It's The League. They're a dating app who has just launched a new feature for gold diggers to find each other. Wait, I had that read twice. It's actually gold diggers, GOAL, like field goal, not gold diggers. I got it. It's a play on words. So it's an app for people who dig goals and want to go for the extra point together. Goals are important when you're searching for your partner. This season, my goal, of course, is watching the Washington Commanders beat the Philadelphia Eagles and then falling completely back in love with them and thinking soupy. The person you find on The League may not be rooting for the same football team, but you'll be on each other's team, which is an even bigger win. Actually, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, they found each other on The League. They were both The League customers, and they met online. Isn't that a fun story? It's probably true. If your goal is to find your other half this season, The League has a 60-40 girl-to-guy ratio. Pretty good ratio. So the straight guys are looking at much better odds here compared to the mainstream apps where you're lucky if there's 30% women. High odds and high achievers equals a high-quality experience. Download The League now. Message #PFT to your in-app concierge to skip the wait. Download, try the league today. Then when it comes to your concierge that you have in the app, send them a message, #PMT, and you're going to skip the wait and get right in on the league. Check out the league right now.
Okay, let's wrap up. We have Fyre Fest of the week. Henry, go for it.
Yeah, my Fyre Fest. This is kind of not. I mean, it's a little ongoing. It's happened a couple times, but the parking situation at our office is one of the biggest rackets in modern American history.
It is. You have to pay so much to park on the street. Sometimes the app doesn't work.
There's no max amount of parking, so you can only park for 2 hours. And the other day, I set alarms. I'm like, all right, park, set an alarm for 2 hours, so I can, because then you'd have to re-up basically. So you end up paying like $30 a day just to park, which is nuts. But it's only when you start, it's $5. You're like, oh, $5 for parking, and then you kind of forget. And the other day, my alarm went off. I think we were recording something, so I snoozed it. It went off 20 minutes later. I remembered, went to go pay it, paid it, and then went out and saw I got a ticket. So I got a ticket in like a 20-minute window.
Yeah, they're good about it,
which is insane.
I've racked up about $300 worth of parking tickets.
Yeah,
someone told me that the whoever built it, or like the city or whoever.
Yeah, we sold it.
They sold it to someone.
Yeah, Saudi.
To Saudi. That person got their money back within 3 years.
Yes.
And everything they make is just profit.
All-time boondoggle bad
It's
sale
nuts.
by Daily. Yeah. No, my problem is I always remember to set an alarm the first time. It's when I re-up, I never set the second alarm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 3 more weeks. Three more weeks. We're in our new office. We have parking. It's going to be great. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks.
Yeah, I've gotten banged like 3 times.
Yeah, they banging you bad.
Mm-hmm. When do they start putting the boot on? They start like immobilizing your car.
You got to get like 10
you have to not
15,
pay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It sucks how easy
I
they
don't
make
think
it
I
to
paid
pay
mine,
too.
shit.
Like, I don't think it matters how many tickets you get as long as you pay them.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's facts.
Because you're basically just giving money
Speeding
to the
tickets
economy.
is different.
Yeah, speeding tickets different.
Yeah.
Okay, PFT.
I got a couple Fyre Fest this week. One is I mentioned the El Camino a second ago. I went to go look at an El Camino in person. I had every plan on driving an El Camino home on Tuesday. I bought a tape adapter that I could hook up to my iPhone so I could listen to music on the stereo because it only has a cassette player. It was a 1980. I went, I saw it, and the salesperson showed me around. The car was beautiful. He was like, well, the AC doesn't work and the radio doesn't work. And I was like, what about the heat? And he's like, what do you need to know about the heat for? It's not like you're going to be driving this thing in the wintertime.
Oh, I told you this.
When it's snowing out. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Who in their right mind would do that? I was planning on this being my car.
This is all-time PFT.
And I was ready to drop a lot of money on an El Camino and drive it home. And that one little comment from him, I was like, am I really that stupid? Like, is this that dumb of an idea to have? Because I read online.
You totally like whenever we make comments, you don't even take them in because we had this exact conversation.
No, but when it's the salesperson,
Hank was there. I was like, I don't think that's going to be good for the winter.
I think I said this on the show. Like, we're not getting an El Camino.
We don't register.
When it's the salesperson who's earning a commission off the sale, being like, hey, you shouldn't buy this car, man. Like, please don't buy this car. At that point, it becomes real to me. I was like, what if you put a couple sandbags in the back, like in the trunk? Doesn't that like give it good traction?
I actually take that as a compliment. It's true friendship to not listen to your friends, to only listen to strangers.
Well,
because that is like a true thing where it's like, they don't fucking know. And then you get one person, you're like, oh shit.
When the stranger,
that was a good point.
When the stranger said it, I immediately flashed back to everybody who told me it was a bad idea. And I was like, wait, maybe I'm not the smart one in this situation. Maybe everybody else that said the same thing is right. So unfortunately, I think the dream.
Well, no, the dream is still
the
alive.
Dream might be dead.
No, it's when you get to a point where you want driving around summer car.
Yeah, a weekend driver.
Yeah.
But then where am I going to park it on the street?
Hey, just pay the tickets.
Yeah, that seems like that's going to add up real quick. But it was so bitching. The car was so bitching.
No, you know what you could do is you could
get what now?
I don't know.
You could get an El Camino.
Cars.com.
PFT, get an El Camino. I'm sure that you can find someone who will rent out a parking spot or like a garage spot, maybe in the suburbs, and then you just have that be your summer car.
That's my summer car. I'll consider it. Okay, the dream's not dead.
You should get a punch buggy.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like it would fit your vibe.
Like an old punch buggy?
Just anyone.
The new ones, those are.
You remember when the new ones made that, like, they were hot for a minute.
No disrespect, and this is not intended to be misogynist. or misogynic.
Yeah.
I think those are chick cars.
Yeah, no, they're definitely chick cars.
The new ones are chick cars, right?
Yeah, they're chick cars.
I don't think I can get a punch, but I'm willing to hear suggestions.
It's those and the the Jetta.
Yeah, the
Jetta's a chick car.
That was my first car.
Yeah, it's chick car. Yeah, exactly. What'd I say?
It's a chick Jake car.
Yeah.
So my garage is just barely not long enough to fit a Silverado because I was going to get a Silverado, but I rented one when I first got here and I parked it in the garage and it came down just on the bumper. I couldn't get in any further. So unfortunately, I don't think I can drive a Silverado either. So now like the world's my oyster. I can get any car that I want right now, but I will be thinking the entire time
Hummer.
Like I should get a Silverado.
Oh, Hummer.
Should I get a Hummer?
It would be cool if you got a old school wood panel. What are those cars called? With the seats in the back that look backwards. Remember
Station
those?
wagon.
Station wagon.
Get a station wagon.
That would
drive
used to make
around?
me so sick as a kid.
I saw
in the back seat.
There was an old Jeep Wagoneer that I had my eyes on too. Like the new Wagoneers are sick, but there was one that I saw that was like 1980, and it was just all wood grain, everything. And I was like, what's the mileage on this thing? He's like, if you're asking, it's definitely gonna be a problem for you.
Yeah.
Like you get this car if you don't give a shit about gas mileage.
Yeah.
It's probably like 10, maybe 9. But yeah, so that's one Fyre Fest is I don't think I'm gonna get an El Camino, and I have myself all worked up for this El Camino. It's what I've wanted since I was 13, but unfortunately maybe I'll have to wait till next summer to get it. And then my other Fyre Fest is another weekend of travel here. Pup Punk is going to be playing at the Ocean's Calling Music Festival.
Oh, that's this weekend?
It's this weekend, which is sold out. So it's not really a plug, but it's just mostly I'm flying in on Friday. We're going on stage first thing on Saturday. It's to the point where if you look at the flyer and the lineup of bands, Pup Punk is like the smallest font possibly imagined because we're going on first, as we should be. When you look at the other people that are playing there, like I think Incubus and John Mayer are closing out the day. It's a good lineup, but the Fyre Fest is to get back here for Sunday morning. I'm going to have to fly out immediately after, so I'm not going to even get to stick around and watch the concert.
Shit.
It's just like one and done, which kind of sucks. But
You can't get a flight on Sunday morning?
no, because so Ocean City is so far away from everything else.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours to Philly, 2 hours to DC. There's like some small regional airports that don't have a lot of flights out, so
Shit.
I'm gonna have to leave like right after. But it's still gonna be a good time.
I forgot that was this weekend because I am starting to lose my mind. We just did a great interview with Sam Morrell. He's a very funny comedian. And I was like, why are we doing this on a Thursday when he doesn't have a show till Saturday? Now it's all making sense.
Yep, because I'm heading out tomorrow.
My problem is I spent all of August being like late September, October's never going to get here.
Yeah,
And we're here.
yeah, we're very much here.
And like surviving Barstool in a week and a half, it is in our face.
Yeah, it's been a lot of travel, but it's fun. It's all fun. Like,
Yeah, no, it's
I'm
been
getting
great.
to go to Ocean City, where they have a tremendous lighthouse, by the way.
Oh,
And go
take
get
pictures,
to play concert.
please.
I'll take many pictures.
All right, my Fyre Fest is pretty simple. The Cubs have had just an epic collapse. Don't shake your fucking head.
Well, I was going to bring it up. if you
Don't
didn't
shake
make
your
Fyre
fucking
Fest.
head.
I mean,
I
people
started
wanted-
saying the Cubs collapsed, and Max just started going like this.
Well, they did collapse.
I was waiting for it all episode because people are going to want to hear you talk about it.
They're not that good.
But that play.
That play was very, very bad. It made me. I haven't had a reaction like that in a long time. If you missed it, the Cubs are fighting for a wild card spot. They were up one game on the Marlins as of Tuesday, and with I think it was like maybe 1 out or something, Suzuki just missed a ball. It went right by him. Easy catch. Maybe lost it in the lights. I asked Matt Olson, recurring guest, to please stop playing well, and he didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
He did not listen. The Braves are a fucking wagon. So the Cubs are, they're not going to, they're most likely not going to make the playoffs because they don't have any tiebreakers. And it's even last night, Wednesday night, it was just extra innings bullshit. They just don't have a bullpen anymore, and it sucks.
And you can't do anything about Acuna. Once he gets on base, everybody knew he was going to steal.
And I'm gonna back up Boog and JD, the Cubs announcers, because they stopped the game for Acuna because I think what do you have 70 and 30
40-70.
It's 40-70. I get it. That's a pretty great thing. The Cubs are trying to make the playoffs. It was extra innings. Like they're like basically holding on for dear life. Like, let's keep playing the game. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. There's nothing worse than a September collapse.
Did you see Acuna holding that giant base over his head though?
Yeah,
that looked awesome.
That was cool. He's so fucking good. But yeah, the Cubs are depressing right now, and maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe they'll win tonight, and the Marlins will lose. But yeah, the way that they're losing, the tragic fashion is just it's special. It's very Cubs. It's Brant Brown 2.0. I mean, it was bad. It was bad.
Max, do you want the Cubs? Do you want to play against the Cubs?
It's no longer possible.
Yeah, no,
because the Diamondbacks are firmly in the 5th.
Yeah, I think they're like 3 games up. I think the Diamondbacks just have to win one out of their next 4 to clinch
D-backs are 1.5 up on the Marlins and Cubs.
Yeah, I know, but it's pretty hard. It's tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's super. They don't do game 163 anymore.
I know.
You have 4 games left?
We have 4 games left.
So you have the Braves and then the Brewers, right?
The Brewers. We're tied with the Marlins for records right now, but they have the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the Cubs win 4 in a row, then yeah, they probably.
I mean, they're not dead at all.
They're not dead.
No.
But yesterday was tough because you had the Suzuki error happen, and then the Marlins lost game 1 against the Mets in a doubleheader. So you're like, oh, cool, not blank page, and then they just lost an extra innings.
I understand from the Cubs announcer's perspective. It's like you're fighting for something, and the Braves are just doing cool shit that doesn't really matter.
And they've clinched 2 months ago.
They've been doing like a high step celebration during actual games.
I just wanted to watch. I wanted an extra week of baseball. It would have been fun. It would have been fun to see the Cubs. They're not that good. That's the problem.
They're not dead. You keep saying I would have.
Believe.
They're tied. They just have to win 1 game. The Marlins have to lose 1 game.
On Tuesday night.
Is that it? Is that really all they have to do?
No, I'm just saying if
down the stretch.
Yeah, they need to
3
pick
and
up
1, 2
one
and 2.
game out of the next 4 games.
Yeah.
It's not out of.
But they can't
the
win
question.
right now. They're not able to win. You got to win.
I mean, they're also playing the best team in baseball, and
I understand.
they were in a position to win both of those games.
Yeah, you're losing in extra innings against the Braves.
They should have beat the Braves. If Suzuki catches that ball, they beat the Braves.
I don't like what you're doing, Max.
I think you can do
Why?
it.
I think
sat in just shock for an hour, and then Max, because these days when we tape early.
This was immediate. I texted.
No, but we tape early on Tuesdays. So I don't know if this happens to you, PFT, but so much happens between when we're taping and then later on at night. So I just forgot we had taped a show that day.
Mm-hmm.
And Max texted me as nice as possible asking for the synopsis. Well, I was sitting there dead at my desk, just blank staring. I jumped up like I'd seen a snake. I was like, ah! When Suzuki dropped it. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, it's not been fun. And then if the Brewers beat the Cubs and then the Brewers fans, boo, 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 boo.
Are they Packers fans?
Yeah,
Brewers fans?
Yeah, and they're going to say shit. And
Also,
they're going to say a bunch
fans,
of shit.
and they're Bucks fans,
Yeah.
and the Bulls were one of the last teams in the running for Dame too. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, and the one team we share is the Badgers, and they suck. Nah, actually, Luke Fickell's building a monster. I stand by that. We're going to beat Ohio State. You hear that right now? We're going to beat Ohio State.
Hanks Buckeyes?
Halloween weekend, night game, Madison. I don't know if it's a night game. We're going to beat Ohio State. All right, Jake, finish us off.
Well, I just learned this about the Ryder Cup. If they tie, the team that wins the previous Ryder Cup wins the Ryder Cup.
Yep.
That's the lamest thing ever.
Yep.
So do we have the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tie them.
That's
Let's
crazy.
tie the
I didn't
shit
know
out
that
of
until
them.
just now.
Let's tie the fuck out.
14-14, the team holding the Ryder Cup retains it.
Let's win that tie.
That's an interesting rule. I don't understand the Kevin James meme.
Yeah, the Kevin James meme kind of came out of
I
nowhere.
Googled it and I didn't get a clear answer. I still don't get it.
I'm trying to think where it came from. Who was patient zero of the Kevin James meme?
I think our guy Mikey Betts might have been one of the first ones. He
I
was
don't get
saying
it.
that. Yeah.
Do you guys get it?
Were you part of it? Memes. Can you explain the Kevin James memes really quick?
It's just very funny.
And that's it. Good job, memes.
That's
Good job, memes.
I don't get it.
That was a great job.
It's just like groupthink. Like everybody else is posting it. And it's funny, so I gotta post it. Yeah. I think I know what it is. It's like when you do something sneaky and you get caught doing it, but you're still not sorry that you got caught doing it. Like you're happy that you did it.
It's evolved.
It's evolved. Where are we at now?
It's just every single Kevin James photo ever.
Oh,
there's
we're
like
branching
one of him as a cop. Somebody said he was. I'm gonna tell my kids this is Pete Alonso. He's wearing a Mets jersey. So it's just evolved now.
When you give up 30 points to the Bears and then it's the Sean Payton version of Kevin James, we should put that one on file for this weekend memes. That's going to be hot.
Yeah. Also, I got Papadia'd with Hank.
Oh, yeah. We forgot Jake's
Tuesday.
birthday on
Happy
Tuesday.
birthday, Jake.
Happy birthday, Jake.
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday,
Appreciate
Jake.
The worst
That's
part
your.
about
That's
it
on you. That's on you.
No,
you gotta tell us.
You sat in this room for 3 hours knowing it was your birthday and knowing that
But like,
all
what
of
am I
us
going
were
to be like,
forgetting.
hey guys, it's my birthday? Like, that's weird.
Did
Hank
you
did the same thing. It's
did-
the same thing. It's just like, you don't want to like bring it up.
Did anybody wish you a happy
Unless it's
birthday
natural.
on X.com?
I got some tweets.
What are you
should have
talking about?
retweeted
We
one of
did.
those.
Oh yeah,
No, but that's
you got-
late. I'm
after
saying
this.
like earlier in the day, you should have retweeted an X so that we would have seen it.
Yeah, but
and
that's
been
just like,
oh, yeah.
look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday,
month.
Jake.
Thank you guys. 28.
Happy birthday. 28.
Yeah.
What do you want to accomplish this year, Jake?
I want to call more games.
Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
Or tournaments?
Love it.
Or tournaments. Yeah.
For the record, I was the first one to say happy birthday.
How old are you, Max?
28.
You could be 40.
I thought you were 38.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking dick.
How old are you, Memes?
28.
Whoa.
I think Memes is a grade older than me, Max.
We got to find a nice, young, supple boy.
Shane.
Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane's like 22 or 23.
I want to. Let's
a
find
good
it.
boy.
Let's get a teenager. Should we get a teenager?
Charlie Woods.
Yeah, let's get a teenager.
The amount of intern applications we're about to get.
What we should do
I would
is-
be down to get a teenager.
You know what we should do, Big Cat? We should get like a 17 or 18-year-old who's good at football.
Yeah.
And then have him join the show.
No, that would ruin his life.
I know.
We should get a teenager. Let's get a teenager. Memes, find us a teenager.
It's so funny how quickly we forget things.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know it'd be fun? Get us a teenager.
Yeah.
All right. Numbers.
3.
69. Memes, you ever gotten it?
18.
1.
Also, our next show will officially have the results of Dingers Only. Regular season will be over.
Nice.
We have a 2-man race between Memes and Evan and Shane. There was 1 point separating them before today.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So what happens if they come in second?
They have to catch.
Both of them simultaneously?
Yeah. 2 catchers.
Oh, I like that.
So if we tie, it goes to the strikeout rule.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the
So,
strikeout rule. We
Whoever
drafted a
has more
pitcher.
whoever has more strikeouts would go into second.
And right now, who is winning the strikeout rule?
It's me.
Oh.
Like a lot.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
I've
forgot about
already
that,
ordered
Memes.
my spider tack.
Let's
I'm
go.
ready to go, baby. 34.
20.
Memes, what was your guess? 45. 45. All right.
It's for Billy.
See everyone on Monday.
Love you guys.